Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of the All Time Tag League here on the channel. As for episode 5, obviously, we're going to be doing weeks 13, 14, 15, and 16. As we're going to be at the halfway point, obviously, at week 15, because there's 31 weeks in the season. So we're going to be at the halfway point after this episode, and that's going to be awesome. I can't believe it's so crazy how much we've done. Obviously, booking 8 shows an episode, that really speeds up the process of a lot of things. Before we get into the week 13 shows, we're going to go through the standings, as always, to kick off these episodes. We start off with the 64 to 60 teams, the bottom 5 teams in the standings as of this point. We have 4 teams that have only had 1 win: World Class Tag Team, Beer Money Inc., the Rock and Roll Express, and the American Wolves. As for these 4 teams, so World Class Tag Team, obviously their 1 win for Jado and Ghetto came over Malenko and Benoit. Beer Money Inc., their 1 win came after World Class Tag Team getting the win from over the World Class Tag Team. That's why they're placed above them. The Rock and Roll Express at 62 with their 1 win. That came against the Nightmare Family. And then for 61, the American Wolves, finally they get a win. The first win came in week 11 against Generation Next. As for them being so high on the list, it's tough because at one point it's like, well, they did just now get their first win while other teams have been there for a while. But also, too, they did have a better, their team that they beat has a better record than the Nightmare Family. I think the Nightmare Family's 3-9, where Generation Next is 4-8. So where you have was they did at least beat a better team, so their strength of schedule helps them out. Weirdly enough, obviously the best team to have the strength of schedule is World Class Tag Team because they beat Malenko and Benoit, who's 10-2 right now. But because they have lost to Beer Money Inc., they are placed below them, obviously, because the tiebreaker won, so they're kind of stuck in limbo there. But then in the first team that we're going to see that's in the 2-10 side of the record at 60 there, it's Violence Giants, obviously with 4 points. The Violence Giants, as I got to bring up our notes for this. There we go. Notes are finally up. As Violence Giants, their 2 wins came against Jado and Ghetto and Beer Money Inc. So obviously only beating 2 1-11 teams puts you at the damn near bottom of the list there. So you have to do, obviously a lot more than that to gain some standings. And that's just definitely the worst team of the 2-10 teams, just off of that statistic alone. As the next one is 59 to 40, obviously, as we have Demolition, the Eliminators, Hayabusa, and Shinzoki. So 4 2-10 teams, 2 Premier League teams, and 2 National League teams. That's funny how that kind of worked out the way it did. As for the Demolition team, Demolition has went through a bit of a rough, patch. Obviously, when they started out, they got maybe an easy win thanks to thinking that Demolition are going to be better than they were. Now that Smash has hurt and crushes in, which is even worse than having Demolition smash in, they've still just kind of have sucked a whole lot. As their wins are against the Rock and Roll Express and against RVD and Sabu, which that was if I remember correctly, that was a Mrs. Marvelous pick, as when we were having her decide who wins on that fateful night for the National League and that fateful night for the Premier League. I think that's what happened. I don't have it in my notes. I wish I did. But I believe that's what happened on that. And then the Eliminators and Hayabusa, Ginza, Shinzoki, the Eliminators, they're 2-10 with their 2 wins coming from DIY and Yoshi. So that's a team that is 2 teams that are actually better than anybody that the Demolition team beat. As I believe RVD and Sabu are only 3-9. They might be 4-8. They are 4-8. So at least the DIY team's worse, but they're better than the Doyoshi team. So that's why they're there. As for Hayabusa and Ginza Shinzoki, 2-10, obviously dealing with Hayabusa's floating bone chips in his elbow definitely hurt him a lot, and that definitely hurt their ratings and whatnot. But they do have their 2 wins are against Filthy Animals and DIY. So again, both 2-10 teams for the Premier League beat DIY. So that kind of shows you where DIY stands. As for and then the Filthy Animals are 6-6, so that's why they are the top team out of the 2-10 team, because that team is 6-6. As for the 3-9 teams, we have LAX at 56, the Revival at 55, the Briscoes at 54, DIY at 53. The Midnight Express at 52, 51 for the Nightmare Family. As for these 6 teams that are 3-9, you have LAX, the Revival, and the Briscoes right back to back to back for Premier League teams. As for LAX, they have their 1 win against the American Wolves, or their 3 wins rather, against the American Wolves, Hayabusa, and Red Dragon. So together, if you combine all their wins, it's 9 wins. So that's why they are so low. The Revival, they have beaten Hayabusa, Jinsei, Shinzoki, the American Wolves, and they've beaten Ring Comp, so basically the same thing as LAX, but Ring Comp giving them a total of wins strength of schedule at 10, which is why they're just 1 spot above LAX. And then the Briscoe brothers, who they beat Los Gringos Locos, the Eliminators, and Doyoshi, which you combine all that, that's 2, 5, and 7 teams, and they're 2 and 10 teams, it's 12, which is why they are there at 54. Now, DIY, their 3 wins come against the Briscoe brothers, they have a tiebreaker win over the Briscoe brothers, so you have that, and then a 6-6 team and a 7-5 team, so giving them 16. But the reason why, as far as Harlem Heat, as far as other premier, well, that's all the 3-9 teams. There is that, so that's why they're ahead of everybody in the Premier League. Just strength of schedule really helping them out. For the National League, for the Midnight Express and the Midnight Express in Nightmare Family. The Midnight Express 3-9. Their 3 wins come against Muto and Chono, Demolition, and thanks to Mrs. Marvelous, Hanson, and Brody. So their strength of schedule is at 17. And the Nightmare Family, they're a bit above Midnight Express because of the tiebreaker win over the Midnight Express. So that explains that. Now that we're kind of, the more and more games that are played and the more weeks go by, it's going to be a lot easier to kind of determine the standings instead of coin flips and trying to do a lot of math and a lot of just being like, this should go here and here. Really, it's going to come down to tiebreakers at the end of the day. That's really what's going to help everybody out and make this a whole lot easier. As now we're in the 50s now, as of Harlem Heat, 50, 49 RVD Sabu, 49, 48 Usos, 47 Axis, 46 Generation Next, and 45 for Bob and Anoki. So teams that are, below 500 for sure, but if they go on a hot streak, they can make it 500 with no problem. If you go, go 4 straight, you're 8-8, so then you're right there at being at 500. So if that could happen to any of these teams, I highly doubt it, but you never know. As for Harlem Heat, they're at 4-8 at 50. They have had wins against the Eliminators, Doyoshi, Hayabusa, and Jinsei Shinzaki, and American Wolf. So 2 and 10 teams, and then the 1 and 11 team of the American Wolves with Doyoshi's 5 and 7. So obviously that's not doing great. It's 10 is their strength of schedule, which is not very good. Hence why they're there at 50. For RVD and Sabu, RVD and Sabu have sadly lost 4 straight. They've lost to the Nightmare Family, Bad Intentions, the Midnight, and Rock and Roll Express. The Rock and Roll Express was because the Mrs. Marvelous, as their strength of schedule is 12, hence why they're there. As for the Usos at 4-8, they have the American Wolves, they have the Revival, they have the Young Bucks, and LAX. So, the Young Bucks, beating the Young Bucks really hurt their odds there, as, that's a 7-5 team, that's a big-time win, as they have a strength of schedule of 14. Axis at the next spot of 47, they have a tiebreaker win over Harlem Heat, so which is why they're so much ahead of Harlem Heat there. They have a win over Hard Foundation, LAX, and DIY, giving them a strength of schedule of 18. As for Generation Next at 46, they have a tiebreaker win over Axis, which is why they are spotted above Axis. And they have beaten London and Kendrick, Hayabusa, Jinsei, Shinzaki, and Kenta Fuji, giving them a strength of schedule of 20, which is huge. Somehow, though, Bob and Anoki have more than that. As Bob and Anoki, they have a tiebreaker win over RVD and Sabu, so you give them that. They have a demolition win. They've beaten the 2-man power trip, and they've beaten the Brothers of Destruction. That's just nuts. That is quite the strength of the schedule. Even though the demolition team is 2 and 10, they have, Brothers of Destruction are, I believe there's 8 and 4. I know the 2-man power trip are. The Brothers of Destruction are 7 and 5. The 2-man power trip is 8 and 4. And you have another 4 and 8 team. That is that is a tough team, as far as strength of schedule to beat. That is for sure. Now we're going to the 5 and 7 teams, as we'll talk about the bottom 5 here, with the Mega Powers at 44, World's Greatest Tag Team at 43, Bad Intentions 42, the APA at 41 and 40 for Tenkoji. As for the Mega Powers here at 44, there for a while I thought they were going to be a team. They're still at the bottom half of 32, but it could have been a lot worse. There for a hot minute. Their strength of schedule 17. Bad and World's Greatest Tag Team at 43, as they are at 17, as well as Bad Intentions. They are both at 17. Well, actually, no. Mega Powers and World's Greatest Tag Team, they were at 17. So we had to do a coin flip, obviously, because they're in different divisions, and the World's Greatest Tag Team won that. So that's why they're spotted at 43, with the Mega Powers at 44, even though they have the same strength of schedule. Bad Intentions are at 18 at strength of schedule, hence why they're at 42. The APA at 41. Their strength of schedule is 26, which is kind of crazy, but thanks to Tenkoji, even though their strength of schedule is 14, which is horrendous, but they have 2 wins against the APA and the Mega Powers, hence why they are above them. As for now, we're going to the 39 to 20 part of the schedule of the standings there, as we have Doyoshi and the Los Gringos Locos rounding out the 5 and 7 teams. As for Doyoshi and Los Gringos Locos, obviously 2 Premier League teams. Doyoshi at 26 for strength of schedule, and then Los Gringos Locos have a tiebreaker win over both World's Greatest Tag Team and Doyoshi, so that was just automatically there. Then they have the strength of schedule 29, which is great for them. Now we're going at the 500 teams, the 6 and 6 teams, which we have, I believe we have 7, as Strong Big Japan at 37, Red Dragon at 36, 35 the Rockers, 34 Muto and Jono, 33 the Shield, 32 Filthy Animals, and Kenta Fuji at 31. And then you have Kobashi Masawa with 13 points thanks to their time limit draw with the Holy Demon Army. So Strong Big Japan coming in at 6 and 6. Obviously, being in Japan sometimes has definitely helped them along. I mean, their stats aren't terrible as far as in America, especially for the National League, how kind of shit it is compared to the Premier League. Obviously, they're in the Premier League doing those stats in America. I mean, they'd probably be a bottom team for sure. Their strength of schedule is 16, though, which is horrendous for a team that has 6 wins. I mean, that is really, really bad. We have Red Dragon at 36, a Premier League team, the bottom of the Premier League team for the 6 and 6 teams. Being at 36, you're almost at the halfway point. Obviously, being 500, you can you're still sink or swim territory for any of these 6 and 6 teams. They have a strength of schedule of 21, which is not bad, but obviously, still far worse than a lot of these 6 and 6 teams. The Rockers at 35. The Rockers have a strength of schedule of 24, which they have the same as Muto and Jono at 24. They have a tiebreaker win over Strong Big Japan, whereas Muto and Jono have a tiebreaker win over the Rockers, so no coin flip was needed. Just put Muto and Jono at 34. 33, the Shield, they have a strength of schedule of 25. And then you have the Filthy Animals at 32 and Kenta Fuji at 31. As the Filthy Animals at 32, they have a strength of schedule of, so I'm trying to find them on the notes. That's the way to go. I don't see them. What the hell? So let's see, the Rockers. Oh, I see there. As we were on the wrong side. As there we go. Filthy Animals at doesn't say. Well, does not say on that. So that is a goddamn shame. Actually, I think I went too low. Yeah. Hold on. We got technical difficulties. I'm trying to figure out these notes. There we go. Alright, so 6 and 6, the 29th. So pretty good. Pretty good strength of schedule for them. Kenta Fuji, they have the tiebreaker win over Filthy Animals. It doesn't really matter, though, because they still have a strength of schedule of 31, which is really, really good. I mean, that's probably the best out of anybody we've seen, at least in the 6 and 6 teams. So that's some great stuff there. As for the team of Kobashi Masawa at 6-5 with the 1 tiebreaker win of the National League. So they have dropped, believe they dropped from 14 to 30 since the last time we saw them. So they were a top 16 team, with destined to make the playoffs. Now we have them here at almost we'll be at the halfway point, and they're 6-5-1 draw. So you still have your 13th on points, your 30th. So you still could make the playoffs if you have a hell of a run where you win a couple of big time matches. But it's looking like it's going to be harder and harder for them to make the playoffs. As for now, we're at the 7-5 teams. Obviously, teams that are above 500 that have a very strong chance of making the playoffs. Right now, these teams you see here that are 7-5, these teams that are going to be in a tough spot to where they just need a couple of wins their way and they're back in the playoff picture, but they're just outside the bubble right now. It's Ringkampf at 29th, Outsiders at 28, the Motor City Machine Guns at 27, 26 the Brothers of Destruction, New Day at 25, 24 the Young Bucks, 23 Lucha Brothers, 22 the Funks, 21 Jericho, and 20 for the Miracle Violence Connection. Obviously the draw, the double count out against Hanson and Brody gives them 15 points. As a lot of things going on here. We have Ringkampf, who has a strength of schedule 31 at 7-5. You have the Outsiders, who have a strength of schedule of 35 as well. For them, as 35, I believe, is also for the Motor City Machine Guns, if I read that correctly. As no, they are 36, so they have one more strength of schedule ahead of them. The Brothers of Destruction, they are at 26, and their strength of schedule is 38.5, thanks to them beating the Miracle Violence team with the draw. It kind of throws it. When you beat teams that have draws, it's going to give you a 0.5 advantage because they have an extra point than everybody else, so it's kind of just going to give you a half a point just to kind of even out the odds a little bit. As New Day at 25, they have a tiebreaker win over the Machine Guns, which doesn't really matter because their strength of schedule 39 anyways. And the Bucks have a strength of schedule of 41, but they also have a tiebreaker win over the Motor City Machine Guns, so you're having that for. And the Lucha Brothers at 42, they have a tiebreaker win over Ringkampf. Not that it matters, obviously. They almost have a plus 11 on strength of schedule compared to them, so that's just tough right there. As then the top two 7-5 teams, the Funks and Jericho, as the Funks are sitting at 42. They have a tiebreaker win over the Outsiders, and Jericho have lost 3 straight, but they have a strength of schedule of 46, so they're going to be sitting very, very good compared to a lot of these other teams, like Ringkampf, who's at 31, where they're at 46 strength of schedule. That is tough to beat. The Miracle Violence Connection, yeah, it's 7-4-1. Obviously, having that draw, it's going to differentiate you from a lot of the rest of the pack. So, Kobashi Masawa, Handsome Brody, and Holy Demon Army, they're going to be sitting very nice because they're going to have that extra point compared to everybody else. As now, to our 19-1 teams here, as we have the 8-4 teams, 8-4 teams, Heart Foundation, London and Kendrick, Two-Man Power Trip, and the British Bulldogs. As every time I got to bring up the notes again. As for the Heart Foundation, their strength of schedule is actually horrendous. It's 28, but they have had 2 of the very best matches in the all-time tag league. They had the match with, I believe it was Stenerico that got a 90. Then the Filthy Animals match got a 93. Just nuts. They've had 2 of the very best matches so far in the all-time tag league. Brett's been an absolute powerhouse. Definitely as far as if we're talking MVP goes, he's going to be in the conversation for sure. He's going to be an all-star for sure in this all-time tag league. So, that's going to be a lot of fun to see. London and Kendrick, they're also at 28, and they're 8-4. There was no tiebreakers or anything like that. Did a coin toss. London and Kendrick won the coin toss, giving them the 18th spot. The Two-Man Power Trip at 8-4. The one national team that's 8-4. They are sitting at 30 strength and schedule, which is huge. I can't believe that's even been topped because, the British Bulldogs, they are at 35. Plus, they have the tiebreaker win over London and Kendrick. Dynamite Kid, man, when you had to work without the British Bulldog and you get those wins under your belt, just doing it singles-wise, shows you what type of talent you have. And keeping those playoff hopes alive for him, that's just huge to see. As the Holy Demon Army, and obviously 8-3-1 with the tiebreaker win at 15. You have the Golden Lovers, 9-3, starting out the 9-3 teams, which there's a lot of 9-3 teams. The Golden Lovers, Arn and Tully, Stenerico, the Hardy Boys, Dudley Boys, Phenomenal Angels, and the Rock and Sock Connection. For the Golden Lovers, Golden Lovers are sitting at a strength of schedule of 29. And now Arn and Tully, their strength of schedule is 22, but they have a tiebreaker win over the Golden Lovers, so hence why they're above the Golden Lovers. Stenerico have a tiebreaker win over Arn and Tully, which is why they have a strength of schedule of 28. Stenerico at 12, they also have a tiebreaker win over, no, we just did Stenerico as the Hardy Boys. They have a tiebreaker win over the Golden Lovers, but it's kind of weird because they probably shouldn't have been a lot lower, to be honest. I feel like at 22 strength of schedule, they should have been probably just above, just below Arn and Tully. But Stenerico should have been above them for sure, unless I have my notes wrong. But then you have the Dudley Boys at 10. Dudley Boys, the first national team we're talking about for the 9-3 teams. They are at 30 for their strength of schedule, which is huge. The Phenomenal Angels at 9 with a strength of schedule of, does not say, it just says they have a tiebreaker win of the Hardy Boys. So much for note-taking there for me, as wish I could give you a lot more information on that. It's the Rocket Sock Connection. They're at 8, the best 9-3 team. They have the tiebreaker win over the Dudley Boys, as their strength of schedule is 28, which I'm hoping for the Phenomenal Angels was below 28. But, or if it was below 30, because even then, Dudley Boys should have been ahead of the Phenomenal Angels if that was the case. We didn't get to see, though, so there's that. As Hanson and Brody at 7, obviously with the draw, giving them the added 19th point at 9-2-1 draw. For the top 6 teams, we have 3 10-2 teams and 3 11-1 teams. For the 6-5-4 teams, we have 2 National Leagues and 1 Premier. Oh, actually, that shouldn't. No, that's off. That's all 3 should be. Yeah, they're all 3 National Leagues, as I forgot to make the Steiner Brothers League 2 national there. As 3 National League teams and then 2 Premier League teams and 1 National League team for the 11-1 team. So you're seeing the top 6 teams, and it's looking like so far the advantage has gone to the National League, as they have, they have their 4 to their 2 of Kings of Wrestling and Edge and Christian. As for the Malenko brothers, their loss, obviously, to Jado and Ghetto brings them down to everybody else. Because now, when you're in the 10-2 teams and the 11-1 teams, really it comes down to your loss. Does your loss matter compared to everybody else? Did you lose to a team that was deserving, or did you get an upset loss? Obviously, the Malenko brothers losing to Jado and Ghetto World-Class Tag Team, which was literally the worst team in the all-time league standings, it's going to put you down on the bottom of the list. Steiner Brothers, thanks to Mrs. Marvelous, they have a loss to the Nightmare Family. Hence why they've dropped down a little bit compared to they were second the last time we showed this. And the Road Warriors, at 10-2, they were the best 10-2 team. Hence, why they're there. I think they lost to the Shield, and then I believe it was Bam Bam and Vader. I could be wrong. Maybe Hanson and Brody was somebody like that. Maybe Rock and Sock Connection even. But I did not put who their other loss was to. That sucks. It's Edge and Christian at 3. They have their 1 loss to Arn and Tully, Kings of Wrestling. Their 1 loss came to the Phenomenal Angels. And that's why they're staggered the way they are, because the Phenomenal Angels are ahead of Arn and Tully. And then Bam Bam and Vader at number 1, the best team again. Their 1 loss came to the Steiner Brothers, which is the 5th team in the all-time tag league. It seems like they're going to be unstoppable at this point. It's going to be tough for any team to beat them. They are a hell of a team. As that is the standings for that. As now we can go into the show as just look on the medical and see what's everything's going on. So Bobby Eaton, his shattered knee, he's going to be out for the rest of the season. So it's going to be Dennis Condrey and Stan Lane teaming up, which means bad news for the Midnight Express, as they're going to have just shit ratings the whole time. Masawa still has his minor concussion, so he's not going to be able to work. I believe he won't be able to work he will be able to work next week, because it's, we're sitting here at 8 days, and obviously it's the Premier League starts this off. Naruki Doi has his floating bone chips. He'll be healed up by next week. Scott Steiner has his swollen elbow, so he's not going to be able to be booked. So Rick's going to have to do handicap matches for 2 weeks. That's gonna definitely be tough on the Steiners. That could definitely cost them a big time spot As the spinal disalignment for Demolition Smash, he's going to be gone for 2 weeks as well. So there's going to be injuries are playing more and more of a factor. We're now going into the halfway point of the all-time tag league. So now let's get to the Premier League show. As I got us at the Giant Center in Pennsylvania. Not sure where we're going to run this show at, to be honest. As we have some backstage, we have 8 backstage incidents. Arn and Tully, as he brought the wrestler's court, accused the family to pick up his share of the tab at the bar. Arn Anderson found him guilty and sends him to buy drinks for everyone after the show. Positive impact on Dudley Blanchard. So yeah, obviously our absent workers are going to be Smash, and that's pretty much it as far as for the Premier League goes. So that's really just going to affect them. So we'll look at the pre-booking page. Let's see if we can spot the Demolition team. So I'm not. No, Demolition's National League team too. Jesus, yeah, I mean, gosh. But this is definitely going to be the main event. Arn and Tully against the Hart Foundation. We have that set to Wild Brawl, which that is not going to be the case at all. This is going to be a lot better as like a 22-minute match. As I will slow build it. And we're going to give the win to Arn and Tully, as Arn's going to beat Jim Neidhart. Oh, no, not Tully Blanchard. Jim Neidhart. God damn it. Here we go. As a New Day and the Wolves, that could be the opener for now. We'll just pencil that in. We have it going 18 minutes. It's good, but Big E's going to get the win there. As the Phenomenal Angels and Ginza, Shinzoki, and Hayabusa, which now they are healed up and ready to go. This should be out of a match. We're going to give it to Styles on that one. As, let's see, what else? We Young Bucks, Rey Mysterio Jr. and Conan. Just going to give this a little bit more time. So we're going to give this one to the Young Bucks. Going to give them the win, as they're going to beat Conan. Give it to Matt Jackson. Yeah. Oh, Conan was the road agent. Give that to Boris. Kings Wrestling and London and Kendrick. That's a hell of a match. Gonna give that some time. As slow build it. Obviously not steal the show. And, give that to Kings of Wrestling. Claudio getting the win there. Obviously, Claudio's just been a workhorse and a half. As, Harlem Heat, Edge and Christian gives a nice little win to, we'll have this be Steal the Show, just to have it be a Steal the Show match. But Edge is going to get the win there over Stevie Ray. There we go. As Lucha Brothers in the Motor City Machine Guns, another great match here, my God. Give that 20. Gonna be a tough one to call. Man, probably just, I'm gonna give it to the Guns. Let's give it to Alex Shelley. He's gonna beat Pentagon Jr. Again, what a match I would love to see. The Motor City Machine Guns and Lucha Brothers. My God. What a match. As Ring Conf, Golden Lovers, that's a great match. On paper as well. We're going to give that some time. As we'll give it the Golden Lovers, Omega over Thatcher. That's just a fun match. Volta definitely adds a different element to that. As I'm trying to think what else. DIY Kenta Fuji. We'll give that to Kenta Fuji. As Kenta getting the win there. Doyoshi and Red Dragon. That's a tough one to call, but I think we're going to give that to Red Dragon. So have that just be regular. Bobby. I'll give it to Kyle. Tough one to call on that one, though. As LAX Generico. Obviously, Generico's going to get the win there. Give that to Generico. The Los Gringos Locos and Access. That's a tough one. Tough one to call. I think we're going to give that to Los Gringos Locos, though, as Eddie is going to beat Nakajima. Even though our bar is definitely going to be outperformed by all of Access, Eddie's going to outperform everybody in Access, so it's kind of evens out the playing field. Don't need to have that. That's to steal the show. Jack Evans Roddy against the Usos. I feel like Jack and Roddy came a long way compared to the Usos. The Usos are still doing low 60s, where I feel like Roddy was... Maybe they were doing higher than 60s. Let's just kind of felt like they were doing, yeah, they were doing 70s. That's what I thought. There they did, 75, 70. Yeah, I feel like Generation Next, they're doing a lot better. We'll give that to Roddy. As Jimmy's upset. Who cares? As the Briscoes and the Hardy Boys. That's a great match. Alright, that could have been a really good matchup. But we're going to give that one to the Hardys, obviously. We're going to give that to Jeff. Say, welcome home. Welcome back. Briscoes and the Revival. It's a fun little match, but obviously, we might be able to make this a technical masterclass. We might have to be honest. Yeah, something's gonna have to be this technical masterclass. It might as well be this. Yeah. That works for me. And then the Eliminators and the World's Greatest Tag Team could be an undercard match, obviously. With the World's Greatest Tag Team getting the win there. Shelton over John Cronus. Poor Parasite. Alright, now we're going to rearrange the card and whatnot. We're somehow great on time. As, let's see. So we're going to swap that. We're going to swap this. Yeah, and then everything else, we're going to put that. Put that right there. Actually, we'll have this go afterwards. And DIY Kenta Fuji, that can go a little bit lower on the card. That can go about right here. Yeah, everything. This can go. This can go right here. Alright, and then. Let's see, this can go way down here. Yeah. Alright, and then. Switch this out. That, with that, and with that, because I know Conan is going to do worse than everybody in those tag matches, and we can sit right here. All right, let's look at the booking analysis, see what we got to fix. Mickey J. All right, then we'll be ready to run the show. Nope, thought we'd be lucky with the first one. Nope, not even the second one. DIY Kenta Fuji. Nope. All right, going to the top of the list now. There we go. Kyo Iwata. And Kings of... Yep. Nick Patrick. There we go. I didn't even have to hit that. A bit of a lag there when I was like, oh, that's gotta be it. See what happens here. As the opener gets a 76, the Eliminators take the fall to World's Greatest Tag Team. Rightfully so, though, as obviously you see the performance there. Shelton Benjamin's almost doing an 80. There's a leapfrog body guillotine there on John Cronus in 12:36. Shelton and Charlie Haas, excellent chemistry, and got a tag team specialist bonus. John Cronus and Perry Saturn, excellent chemistry together. There's a 77 for LAX and Stenerico. As Stenerico, Kevin Steen with an 85. That's just nuts. As El Stenerico hitting the Brainbuster on Ortiz in 14 minutes. So yeah, 77 will gladly take that. So 75 the DIY Kenta Fuji match, which everybody really performed to their expectations besides Tommaso Ciampa with a 61. Ciampa takes the Bisaiku knee. I don't know why they call it a knee kick. It's definitely just a knee. I'm pretty sure Bisaiku spelled wrong, but that's a tough word to spell, so I can't really knock the fucking guy who makes the World Immortal mods too much. So 82 for Doyoshi and Red Dragon, as Naruki Doi, Red Dragon take the fall from the Chasing the Dragon in 13-17, as Masato Yoshino and Kyle O'Reilly with 77s, 66 for Bobby Fish and 52 for Naruki Doi. So the right team won there, thanks to Naruki Doi eating shit. I got an 82 and 81 for Generation Next and the Usos. Yeah, Generation Next are really, really coming together. They're going to be a team to watch out for. Doing mid-70s, really performing at a high level. They hit the skipping a generation on Jey Uso in 11:52. As the New Day and the Wolves, says the New Day get the win over the American Wolves. This should have been way lower on the card. That was a my bad, but Big E and Kofi get the win, hitting the midnight hour on Eddie Edwards in 18:13. Then 80 for the Los Gringos Locos Axis match. You see Eddie with a 92. Go Shizaki with a 72. 63 for Nakajima, and a 54 for Art Bar. As Eddie pinning Katsuki Nakajima with a Brainbuster Frog Splash combo. Eddie's doing Eddie. At that point, he's a fucking savage. The British Bulldogs taking on the Revival in the Technical Masterclass, which, even though it wasn't the right time, thanks to the, rowdy crowd, still did a great job. Dynamite with an 87, 75 for Davey, and 68, 66 for Dash and Scott Dawson. Just some good stuff there. As we have Dynamite Kid pinning Scott Dawson with a Bulldogs Super Diving Headbutt. Another 74. It's the high spots matchup, AJ Styles pinning Ginza Shinzoki the Styles Clash in 1303. AJ with the 83, 73 for Daniels, 67 for Ginza Shinzoki, 60 for Hayabusa. Hayabusa just can't get it together for some reason. Just can't click. As the Harlem Heat and Edge and Christian matches. Edge with a 97, that's nuts. Z pins Stevie Ray with a stack superplex. In terms of, obviously in-ring work, Edge being head and shoulders above everybody else. Stevie Ray, weak link at 68, or is it 48? Jesus Christ. Booker T was 66. Harlem Heat have went way the fuck down. I think that's just because of all the losses and everything's kind of mounting against them. But Edge and Christian have been rolling through this, doing a tremendous job. Hardy Boys with an 80, 92 for Jeff, 79 for Matt, 71 for Jay Briscoe, 70 for Mark Briscoe. Some great stuff there. As we have an 87 for the Young Bucks. Filthy Animals match. 82s for the Young Bucks, 90 for Rey Mysterio Jr., and a 56 for Conan. Matt Jackson betting Conan after a Meltzer driver. Yeah, the right team fucking won there. As then a 90 for the Ring Conf Golden Lovers matchup. Kenny Omega with a 94. 86 for Walter. 82 for Kota Ibushi, and 74 for Timothy Thatcher. Is Kenny Omega pinning Timothy Thatcher with a golden shower. What a fucking card this has been. Is an 86 for the Lucha Brothers Motors v Machine Guns matchup. We should have put this one a little bit lower on the card, but the Guns beating Lucha Brothers with Alex Shelley pinning Pentagon Jr. after they made the trade. Alex Shelley with a 92 just makes you want to tear up seeing this man absolutely killing this all-time tag league. As Pentagon Jr. with 80, 77 for Phoenix. Alex Shelley's just been on fire. On fucking fire. And an 84 for this match. This is disheartening. As you have a 90, you have an 83, you got a 75 and a 72. Just was not enough to get it above an A rating. But Claudio pinning Paul London with a King's Reign Supreme over nearly everyone in 1956. As the main event, it's also an 84, even though we had a 95 and a 98 in there. But Bret Hart couldn't get enough of it, as it had, Arn and Tully beating the Hart Foundation as a Spike Pile Driver over Jim Neidhart in 2204. Man, what a card. Unbelievable. We had some great shit there. We had from 87, 86, 90, and 2 just barely A's at 84. I couldn't be more happy about that card. Obviously, Golden Lovers Ring Comp should have been the main. I just think the way that the card was scheduled, it was kind of building after that 74, that Technical Masterclass high spots. Then you had the Edge and Christian match bringing it together, and the Hardy Boys. It was just kind of building and building and building to the point where once the Golden Lovers Ring Conf match happened, it had to go back down. It just could not keep going. But that was an awesome show. We're going to give some love to a lot of people there. A lot of people deserve that. Going to give some love to Omega. Give some love to Matt Jackson. And we're going to give some love to Alex Shelley, who's just been performing his fucking ass off all year. Just nuts how well he's done in this all-time tag league. It's now going that we went to, we had 3 basically A matches, and then just 2, our co-main and main just barely were outside the A demographic. Now we're going to the National League, where we'll be lucky to have a match that even goes above an 80. It's just 2 polar opposites of this all-time tag league, and now we'll see what the National League can do. Well, it wouldn't be the National League without multiple fucking backstage incidents. So let's see what we got here. Oh my god, there's so many. Sky Shimoda and Rick Steiner. Sky Shimoda was being a jerk backstage and threw a punch at Rick Steiner. That was a terrible move, as it was a bad move, as he has gotten beaten up at the end. As a result of it, I think he's learned his lesson, but we're still gonna fight him anyways. So everybody's pissed, but Rick Steiner's pleased about it. Dusty Rhodes was spreading rumors about Masahiro Chono, which almost led to a fight breaking out. Well, stern warning that. as Vader was very late breaking the locker room rules. So, well, stern warning. Probably should just find him. It's Chris Harris is being obnoxious and eventually beat up Paul Heyman after a fight broke out between them. Yeah, we're gonna fucking fine you. It's Kevin Nash has gotten a lot of heat for pulling on the rest with the rest of the locker room, thanks to pulling a tasteless rib on everyone. Stern warning. Bradshaw and The Undertaker. Wrestler's Court. Thank God we get some Wrestler's Court, as he was accused of not joining the rest of the locker room for a night out. Bradshaw not doing that? I find that highly unlikely. Fake news. Says Dory Funk Jr. also was accused. Now that I can see. Now he has to buy drinks for everyone after the show. Gordon Soley. Wow. I forgot we had Gordon Soley. That's kind of wild. I think he was just supposed to be like our backstage interview person, but we don't really need one because we don't run interviews. But still. I'll say Gordon Soley as use the broadcaster. Alright, so I see obviously we did Kobashi, but I don't think we did the Steiners having a handicap match. I don't think. Yeah. Looks like we didn't. We'll have to, I'm just gonna go ahead and make that now. So it's the Rock and Sock connection against Rick Steiner. Which man, what this would have been awesome to see with Scotty in there, but we're not gonna get that. I will give it time just because we know Rock and Mankind do great. So we're gonna give this one to obviously Rock and Sock Connection, getting the nice win. Steiner Brothers now going to be falling down the totem pole for sure in the standings with that loss. So we'll remove that. We can't do that. That's right. Bad intentions in the Shield. We'll just work our way top to bottom. It's got Roman beating Carl Anderson. So because I had only looked so much of the National League in advance, I think it was to week 12. I had before we started the recording of the episode of the first episode of the All-Time Tag League. I'm now at the point where I'm actually booking stuff because I know, because now it's like present day. Like I booked this all before we started the recording, all the National League shows that you're gonna see on this episode. So that's why you're gonna see a lot of like actual like people winning, like Kane, because that makes we just know that makes sense. Demolition and the Brotherhood, obviously, Smash is back. Not that oh, he's not back. I could have swore I fixed that. I guess I didn't. And, whoops. There we go. Doesn't matter still. They're going to get the win. Nonetheless, Hanson and Brody against the Dudleys. I think I had the Dudleys getting the win there. Nope. I had Bruce and Brody getting the win. Kenta Kobashi taking on Baba and Inoki. Which Inoki's going to get the win there, obviously being 2-on-1. Malenko Brothers. It's the Road Warriors. And gave that to the Road Warriors. Muto and Chono against Jericho. Gave that to Jericho. That should be a pretty good match, though. Obviously, Chono's going to bring it down with ratings, but I think, are we stuck? There we go. That hit booking segment. Strongway Japan against the Mega Powers. Gave that to the Mega Powers. That one, I was like, man, do we give that to Strongway Japan or not? Tenkoji against Bam Bam and Vader. Obviously, Bam Bam and Vader getting the win there. The Funks against Stan Lane and Dance Country. Obviously, the Funks getting the win there. So what the hell? What the hell's going on there? That was weird. The Outsiders and the APA. That's obviously a match that everyone wanted to see in, like, 2001 Invasion, but didn't get the chance to see that. I don't know who won that one. I think we let that up to the game to decide. That was weird. As the Rockers. And, oh yeah, this was another one that I did not choose. So yeah, Shawn Michaels. So we don't need a Rock and Sock Connection match. 2-man power trip, RVD Sabu. Give that one to the 2-man power trip, RVD Sabu. Gonna keep on losing. And then the Miracle Fonz Connection against the World Class Tag Team, obviously. As they win in like 7 minutes. As, yeah, the Outsiders APA match, I could have swore, yeah, we didn't pick anyone to win. Kind of both teams desperately need a win. We're going to give it to Bradshaw and Ron Simmons. There we go. So, whew, this card. It's not looking good. This is probably going to be up there. Same thing as this. I mean, this could be pretty high up there, too. Put that there. I mean, this could probably do okay. Tengoji Bam Bam Invader could be fun. I mean, this could go higher. Yeah, and then I think this can go higher as well. So I know we have to do Tactical Masterclass and stuff. So we just gotta figure out probably this match. If there's gonna be a match that does it, it's definitely this one. And we might have to bring that down, actually. No, I think it's fine. It's fine where it is. Then I think we have to do a Steal the Show. Yep. And then we'll be ready to run the show. Steal the Show. What a tall task. Guess this match, Bad Intentions in the Shield. Sure. And this booking analysis should be good again. Yeah, alright, so we can run the show. I got a really bad feeling about this. Let's just put this at the main. Actually, this would be the main. Yeah, I like that a lot better. Okay. Still gonna be bad, as, my god. So yeah, we get a 58 for the opener, as, the Miracle Vines Connection beat the World Class Tag Team in 6 minutes, as Terry Corey pinning Shadow with the spike. As, Rockers defeating the Defiance Giants, Shawn Michaels pinning Shuji Ishikawa with a diving elbow drop. Has Shawn Michaels with 77, Marty with a 60, 47 for Shuji Ishikawa, 44 for Suwama. 61 is the Funks beating the Midnight Express of Stan Lane and Dennis Condrey, as the Funks getting the win in 12 minutes with the spinning Dold over Terry Funk over Stan Lane. Yeah, Terry Funk with a 75, 33 for Stan Lane, 49 for Dennis Condrey, 59 for Dory Funk Jr. It's a 60 for the Mega Powers and the Strong Big Japan team. Mega Powers are starting to come together. It's a 62 for Hogan, 58 for Savage, 53 for Daisuke, 48 for Yuji Kobayashi. It's a 54 for this god-awful matchup, as, yeah, this should have been the opener, as Demolition Axe and Crush losing to the Brotherhood, as Dustin pinning Demolition Axe. 53 for Dustin, 47 for Demolition Axe. He's almost doing 50s. Cody with a 43, 38 for fucking Crush. So 73 for Vader, 80 for Bam Bam, 57 for Hiroshi Tenzan, 45 for Satoshi Kojima, 76 for the Bam Bam and Vader teams. Vader pinning Satoshi Kojima with a moonsault. This could have been a little bit higher, but I think it was fine where it was. 57 for The Undertaker, Kane Brothers Destruction against the Rock and Roll Express, as they kill him in 8 minutes. Kane submitted him. Odd. As a 66 for the Holy Demon Army, Beer Money Inc. match, as Bobby Roode almost outperformed Taue, but Kawada with a 66. Squad pinning Bobby Roode, the Powerbomb, no doubt, Toshi combination. So 64 for this Tactical Masterclass match with Baba shit the bed on. But Inoki submitting Kenta Kobashi with a Manji hold, 1756. As Bad Intentions against the Shield, as Seth Rollins with 67, 58 for Roman, 52 for John Bernard, and 50 Carl Anderson. Right team winning there with the Shield. So 78 for the two-man power trip Rob Van Dam Sabu match with Steve Austin with an 80, 71 for Triple H, 63 for Rob, and 52 for Sabu, as Steve Austin hitting the stunner on Sabu. As had to calm down Triple H after the match. He was upset that Sabu almost injured him with a botched move. There's a 68 for the APA Outsiders, as Bradshaw pinning Kevin Nash with an aided power bomb. So I just saw because we ran the tri-state area so much, we're now running in a venue with 8,755 people. We really need to change up the venue, as the Outsiders losing to the APA, as it's a close one, but it looked like the wrong team won slightly. But the APA get the win as Bradshaw pinning Kevin Nash with an aided powerbomb. That got a 68, a 59 for the Muto and Chodo match. Jericho with a 61, 59 for Big Show, 57 for Kaiji Muto, and a 43 for Masahiro Chono. It's a 79 for the handicap match of the Rocket Sock Connection taking on Rick Steiner, as the Rocket Sock Connection get the win with the rock bottom on Rick Steiner. It's a 78 for Mankind. He was off his game, and a 73 for Rock. So yeah, tough one there. It's a 75 for Hanson and Brody against the Dudleys. Bruiser Brody pinning Devon with a running knee drop. As Bubba outperformed Stan Hansen. It was a 71 for Devon, who outperformed Bruiser Brody. Bruiser Brody was off his game. Not a bad match, though, 75. Not bad at all. And a 64 for our main event, as Benoit with a thigh muscle strain. Everybody did 70s but Dean Malenko, which bringing it down to a 64. As my God. Yep. What a shit show. We lost Pop. Dear God. As, yeah, I mean, Bam Bam Vader should have been way higher on the card. But everything else, I would have obviously... We should have stuck with our gut and had Rock and Sock against the Rick Steiner in the main. But, you know, it is what it is. Is what it is. As who to put over here? Let's give Devon some love. Devon's gonna get some love. Mankind's gonna get some love. And then probably Bam Bam because he did an 80. That's so funny. The best guy on this whole show was an 80. Like, we had multiple people on the Premier League doing 90s. Fucking Alex Shelley did a 92. But that National League. We're now going to be at the point where we're going to gain Pop every Premier League show. We're going to lose Pop every National League show. We're just going to keep bouncing back and forth between the two. So now, on to the Premier League, where we're going to probably have a great show, and everything's going to be right in the world. It's alright. We're not going to run Allentown Fairgrounds. That's not where we're going to run this show. Not really sure exactly where. Kind of think of everywhere we've been to in the United States. I think we've been pretty much everywhere. Just kind of... Oh, we haven't been to New England. Alright. Works for me. We can work at the Mohegan Sun Arena. Let's see. DCU Center. Dunkin' Donuts Center. Rhode Island. Yeah, that works for me. Just to change it up. Alright, so... Marigolds DIY. We'll have that obviously be the opener, so it's fun that that's the first match on the card. We haven't set to steal the show. Probably won't steal the show. Who's winning this goddamn thing is the question. Man, it's a tough one. It's a tough one because I think both teams deserve a win. If you're looking at DIY, they have not had a win since week 10. Obviously, Marigolds have only one win. Yeah, we just saw them last time, and they, 61 for Ciampa, 67 for Gargano. Want to say the Wolves were mid-60s as well. Want to say. No, not even 60s. All right. Decision's been made. Gargano gonna get the win there. We'll keep it steal the show, but if there's obviously a better match, obviously this is gonna probably be the main event. Here with Arn and Tully against the Bucks. Well, that would be a regular match, and we're going to give this one to the Young Bucks. Matt and Nick Jackson are going to get the win over Tully Blanchard. Here we go. That's a big win for the Bucks. Axis and the Lucha Brothers. Going to give this one to the Lucha Brothers. As, give that to Phoenix. Pentagon Jr. As yeah, we'll just keep it 12 minutes for now. Edge and Christian against the New Day. It's a pretty fun match. There's two teams that are kind of similar as far as like styles, like promos wise, and just being fun baby faces. And then Edge and Christian kind of became. They can kind of flip back and forth between shitty heels and baby faces. But New Day basically face the whole time. I will have Christian beat Kofi. Yeah. This should be a really good match, though. Kenta Fuji and the Phenomenal Angels. What a match this is. We're going to give this one to the Phenomenal Angels. We'll let Daniels beat Marufuji. London and Kendrick and Doyoshi. Going to give this one to London and Kendrick. We have this set for Steal the Show, which we'll probably back that out. Spanky beat Doi. Ricky Doi just bringing down Doyoshi. It's a damn shame. As regular. There we go. Let's open all. We'll obviously give that some time. Slow build. We also got to think what's going to be the technical masterclass kind of match. Just kind of keep an eye on that. As Gringos Locos against Ginza, Shinzoki, and Hayabusa. Now, this is not going to be still the show, but Eddie's going to get the win over Hayabusa. Poor Ginza, Shinzoki, and Hayabusa. They really just kind of got fucked with the injury, and that really just killed their momentum. Hayabusa's got to, like, work his way back into doing some good stuff. So, Red Dragon and Ring Comp. I'm going to give this one the Ring Comp, as Voltaire's just been on a tear. He's going to take out Bobby Fish. As the Philly Animals and the British Bulldogs. Man, what a match this will be. Yeah, we'll have this be a technical masterclass. It works for me. Dynamite Kid gonna get the win there over Conan. We should have probably given it to Dave, but that's alright. As Stenerico and Jack Evans and Roderick Strong, Generation Next. This will not be a steal of show, but that should be a hell of a match. So we're gonna give this one to Steen. Jack's gonna take the fall. It's a great match, though. Great stuff there. Give that 20 minutes. As the Briscoes against the Guns. I'm gonna give that one to the Guns. Give that one to Chris Sabin. Mark Briscoe. Nice. The Hardy Boys and Eliminators. Give this one to the Hardy Boys, obviously. Hardy. Over Perry Saturn. This time Perry's gonna actually take the fall, just to kind of spice it up a little bit. Heart Foundation and the Golden Lovers. This is a great match here on paper. We're going to give it 23 minutes. Going to give this to the Golden Lovers as Omega. Neidhart. Guess we could have this be in Canada, but man, it's fine. Revival, LAX. As we have that set for a Wild Brawl. I guess we can have that be that. As we'll give that one to the Revival there. Usos, Harlem Heat. Gonna give that one to the Usos. Give that one to Jay. Fucking Harlem Heat just can't get your break. World's Greatest Tag Team Kings of Wrestling. What a fun match this is. We have this for a draw. Interesting. I really don't think that's the play. Don't think a draw is really necessary. Think of just a regular match finish where Claudio... Actually, we'll have an upset. We'll have Sheldon beat Hero. But I don't think it's going to be a draw. I don't think it's going to be a technical masterclass either. 22 minutes is fine. Because we'll probably have to cut some time. Yeah, 7 minutes. But I just want to... Yeah, wait, first of all, we have a draw, which we don't need. There we go. Okay, so this is obviously going down here. There's fun going off great as the World's Greatest Tag Team Kings Wrestling match. I can go here. Where is this match can go? Here. And we'll put it there. Hard Foundation Golden Lovers, I think, is going to be a lot better than a lot of these matches are. We'll put that there. See there. Kenta Fuji. Yep. Still going off as London Kendrick Doyoshi. I think we can keep that there. And Briscoes. Bump this way up. Take that there. Shoot, one more spot. Yeah. As I think that's... I think I like the card. I think I'm liking when we'll bump this up a little bit too. Maybe one more. Alright, and then we're gonna cut some time off something. Cut some time off this match. Should have looked at the booking analysis, see who needs changed as far as like refs and stuff. And it was Chad Patton. So, at least we got lucky there, we know. There. We'll bump some time off this. And we'll bump some time off this as well. And then one more. Actually, make it 12 minutes there. Cool. $2.99 still has a booking analysis thing. Stu Hart. Even too much. No, Stu Hart there. Stu Hart in the main. He is not. Hart Foundation. Nope. What's Tag Team? Nope. We might actually sign some more road agents and stuff. That's something I've been contemplating. As just, you know, a food for thought. Arn. There we go. As oh, we have a backstage incident. Great. Please skipped over it. Please be something easy. Okay, it's passing tips. It's Baba passing tips on microphone work to his protege, Tosheki Kawada. Nice. Start the show. So Arn, I don't know why I said Arn. The American Wolves taking on the DIY team as this actually went really well. As Ciampa and Gargano outperformed in those, a 75 as Gargano hitting, meeting in the middle. Dave Richards pinning, Dave Richards after meeting in the middle. Both guys hit that on Davey Richards. 75 good start as Usos and Harlem Heat. So Usos get the win over Harlem Heat. As Booker T with a 72. 46 for Stevie Ray, 63s for the Usos. As the Samoan drop diving splash combo. There are 76 for the LAX Revival match as the Revival got the win as Dash Wilder pinning Santana with a big rig. As an 80 here, the Hardy Boys taking on the Eliminators as Jeff was off his game, but it still didn't matter as Matt Hardy's kind of really come together on his own as he beats, he pins Perry Saturn with a Twist of Fate Swanton Bomb combo. Yeah, John Cronus just not there. Compared to everybody else, another 80 as Alex Shelley with a 91, Saban with an 81. It lacks psychology, but I'm still okay with it as the match did really well with an 80. Saban pinning Mark Briscoe with a cradle shock. So 82 for the Los Gringos Locos Hayabusa Jinsei Shinzaki match. Eddie submitting Hayabusa with a lasso from El Paso. So 97 there. 64 for Jinsei. 60 for Hayabusa. And this 56 for Art Bar. 85 for the Access Lucha Brothers matchup. Wow, I did not see that happening at all. Obviously, nobody even came close to an 80. I mean, 77 for Pentagon Jr., but still, like, we had 65 for Nakajima, but it gets an 85. It's Pentagon Jr. pinning Katsuhiko Nakajima with a fear factor, we'll just say. Guess he doesn't have his finish. And there's a 79 for the London and Kendrick Doyoshi team. It's just 86s for London and Kendrick. 77 for Masato Yoshinino and a 68 for Naruki Doi. So that's a 79 there. It's Kendrick pinning Naruki Doi with a sliced bread number 2 and a shooting star press combo. 86 for the Kenta Fuji Phenomenal Angels, AJ Styles on a 91, dear God. 76 for Daniels, who pinned Naomichi Marufuji with the last rites. As a 75 for Kenta, 73 for Marufuji. I mean, AJ just fucking killing it. That's an 86. Another 86 for the Ring Conf Walter, or as a Ring Conf Red Dragon match, as Walter pinning Bobby Fish with a powerbomb. It's 83 for Walter, 77 for Kyle O'Reilly, 76 for Timothy Thatcher, and a 67, or a 63 rather, for Bobby Fish. As Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish have this tag team specialist. I just, again, just kind of riding that wave of momentum here with that segment rating being an 86. So 97, dear God, as, wow, Edge and Christian beating New Day in 2026 when Christian pinned Kofi Kingston with a stack superplex. I don't know how. I don't know why. Edge got a 99, though. Jesus Christ. 78 for Christian, 75 for Biggie. Kofi, though, just sucked with us 58, but dear God, I mean, just nuts. Nuts. I mean, just there's a whole lot of green there, I think is really what happened there. We have tag team specialists and excellent chemistry for both teams. We had the announcers' chemistry with Jim Ross and Bobby Heenan, or with Jim Ross and Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman and Bobby Heenan. Just everything working well there. As 79 for the technical masterclass, we bring that back down after the 97. We kind of had a feeling that was going to happen. Eventually, you can't just get more than 97. Like, it's just going to have to go back down. As Dynamite Kid pinning Conan with the Bulldog super diving headbutt there. It's an 80 for Stenerico, Generation Next, Jack Evans, and Roderick Strong. Not really doing as well as they've done in the past, but Kevin Steen hitting Jack Evans with a package power driver in 20 minutes. It's an 83 for the World's Greatest Tag Team, upsetting Kings of Wrestling as Shelton Benjamin pinning Chris Hero with a leapfrog body guillotine there. So yeah, I mean, Hero actually outperformed Shelton, so at that point it became useless for the upset, but still Claudia was a 93, Hero was an 81. They're really coming together like no other. An 87 there for the Hart Foundation Golden Lovers match. Kenny Omega on a 94, 86 for Kota Ibushi, 99 for Bret Hart. Now, Jim Neidhart's almost doing a 70. He's even getting better. I mean, the Hard Foundation are just killing it. As is the Golden Lovers, who get the win. I mean, Golden Lovers are going to be probably the first team to have both guys do an in-ring performance of 90. That's just nuts. Neidhart takes the golden shower for the 87 and 94 for the main event, and it's still not even the best match on the card, as the Young Bucks beating Arn and Dudley, as Matt Jackson pinning Tully Blanchard with the Meltzer driver, 85 for Nick Jackson, 80 for Matt Jackson, and 95 for Arn Anderson, and a 78 for Tully Blanchard. What a fucking match. I mean, what a card. Yeah, that's gotta be I mean, that's the 93 card. Obviously, Edge and Christian New Day. For the life of me, I have no idea how I got a 97, as one guy was in the 90s, granted it was a 99, but you kind of look at everything else, like the Golden Lovers Hart Foundation match. We had a 94, 99, and an 88, then a 70. It was just, but still, nonetheless, this was a hell of a card, and the way it was booked worked out very, very well, because we had that Tactical Masterclass set kind of where, not in the co-main, to where you can get it to where we get to the co-main, and it has 2 matches to build up onto it, so it really worked out perfectly. I mean, what do you do? Like, I mean, just who do you just gotta praise everybody at this point. Everyone did a tremendous job. Yeah, we'll give some love to Pentagon Jr. We're gonna give some love to Shelton Benjamin. We're gonna give some love to Kota Ibushi, who's come a long fucking way. I mean, there's just so much great stuff happening in the Premier League. It's insane. So that was rated great. Man, National League is not going to be able to follow that, not even in the slightest, but that's just, what a card. That's probably going to be the best card we will ever do. I mean, just a 93, that's going to be tough to top. It'll be very, very tough, but we're going to give it a shot. The only thing that really can stop it is, to top it will be will be the Premier League, just because the National League has no chance in hell on doing that, but who knows? But thank you all, as now we're going to thank you all for being a part of this process and being a part of the world's the all-time tag league, as this has just been a unique thing that I've gotten to do. It's been a lot of fun so far, and we're hoping that we can keep this league, the all-time leagues going. We're doing the tag league. We're gonna try to do a trios one. We're gonna do like a top 100. The league, where it's going to be 100 of the very best going at it. We're going to do, top 100 juniors. We're just going to do so much shit that we're going to try to make this a thing, make this a more common occurrence here on the channel. These all-time leagues are just so much fun to do and so much fun to book. So now we'll on to the National League show. I'm probably not going to run the Giant Center here in the tri-state area. Obviously try to work around. So I know Masawa's back, but yeah, it looks like Smash is still out, as is Scott Steiner, obviously. We gotta see here, Hanson and Brody. Damn, another good match that would have happened, but now we gotta do a handicap match of Rick Steiner against Hanson and Brody. That would have been awesome to see the Steiners, both Scott and Rick, but so alas, this is what we get, as we'll have that be 18 minutes. Give this one to Stan Hansen. Poor Steiner brothers. They just really got fucked over with an injury at the wrong time. Tough to see there. As think we're good to go. I think everything else is pretty much set. Let's see if we can see the demolition. There we go. Okay, so we did do it. We did fix that there. So we got Axe and Crush rather against the Shield, which obviously Shield's gonna get the win there. Oh, we already have that. That's right. National League matches should already be booked. Bob and Inoki, Tenkoji. Do we have that one going to Tenkoji? Sure. We'll keep it. Sure. It's, Bad Intentions and Violence Giants. Obviously, probably Bad Intentions is going to get that one. Oh, we didn't choose it. There you go. As Bam Bam Vader, World Class Tag Team. I think we have this squash happening in 3 minutes. Yeah, as Strong Big Japan, the Holy Demon Army, giving that one to the Holy Demon Army. Instead of Taue getting the win, we'll have it be Taue, just to see if we can bump him up a little bit. Jericho and the Funks, that's a good match. Should be good, as Big Show gonna get the win, as Jericho gonna beat the Funks, as the Miracle Vines Connection against the Malenko, Chris Benoit team is. Chris Benoit and Dean Malenko are going to beat the Miracle Vines Connection. That's a huge win for them. RVD and Sabu against Kaijimoto, Masahiro Chono. Going to give that one to Van Dam and Sabu. They desperately need a win. in the worst of ways. Stanley and Descondra against the Brothers of Destruction. Obviously, Brothers of Destruction winning that one. No surprise there. AP and the Rockers. That's going to be a tough one, but we're going to give that one to the Rockers. Giving them 20 minutes too. Brotherhood, the Nightmare Family, rather, against the Rock and Sock Connection. Obviously, the Rock Sock Connection winning that one. Dudley Boys, two-man power trip. Probably going to be the main event. And giving that one to the two-man power trip. So the Mega Powers and the Outsiders. What a fun political minefield match this is. As Savage going to get the win for the Mega Powers over the Outsiders. They don't complain about it. The Road Warriors against Beer Money. And guys, Road Warriors going to get the win there. Rock and Roll Express, Kobashi Masawa. Obviously, Kobashi Masawa going to win that one. As Faber Gibson's pissed. Fuck it. As, wow, I cannot believe... Wow, I mean, we did it. That should be all of them. Should be all 16 matches. Yep, sure is. I mean, that was fucking fast as hell. So we're bumping this down here. This is going like, this is starting off. We're making this where they're going to squash them too. Like, this is, it's sad that I've had a squash match in this, when that really shouldn't be the case. But, I mean, what else are you going to do? It's Bam Bam and Vader. Like, you kind of have to. It's Jado and Geto. Like, they should have no offense. That's just the way it's going to go. I think this match is going to be better than that. Jericho and the Funks. Put that there. RVD Sabu. We'll keep that there. This could probably be pretty good, actually. We'll pump that there. This is obviously the main. Yeah, and then I think this is supposed to be Technical Masterclass. I think. We'll just have it be that. Just because something's got to be it. And then we need to steal the show. This could steal the show. RVD Sabu and Kishimoto Masahiro Chono. Sure. Let it be that. Book analysis still probably has us. Yep. Okay. Let's run the show. I just can't believe it. I just want to skim through it one more time. This could probably be better. I don't know, though, because the Brotherhood kind of suck, and it's the whole thing. Alright, we'll just run the show. 64 for the... Oh, my God. Bam Bam and Vader killed him. 97s and 98s. Maybe we should just have him squash people. Wow. I mean, that makes sense, though. It's kind of funny how the game works like that, but that would definitely make sense. Like, if you're having a 2-minute squash, Vader and Bam Bam, they would excel in that in the best of ways. Wow. Huh. We might have to have them squash a lot more people. That might be a thing we might have to look into, but that's just wild. What an in-ring performance. The 75, rather, for, wow, Seth Rollins with a 90. Wow, so the National League's finally coming together here at Week 14 as they beat the Demolition team of Axe and Crush. So Roman binning Demolition Axe with a spear. As Reigns is still doing 72s, but, I mean, Seth on a 90 is huge. Say, Techno Match Classic, gets a 78. I mean, Kobashi Masawa, they did their thing, 76, 72. They tried all they could, but Ricky Morton, the 61, though. So at least he's gotten a little better. But thanks to the Techno Match Class, Burning Lariat in 20 minutes on Ricky Morton. Probably should have had Robert take the fall. So the Road Warriors now, they're doing well. So here, we're finally getting it together. We're finally, everything's clicking on both sides now. We just had to have the Premier League really show up this National League. It's Road Warrior Animal pitting James Storm, the Doomsday Device. 94 for Hawk, 89 for Animal. As I forgot to change the venue too, but that's no big deal. It was in front of 12,000 people. 77 for the Mega Powers matchup as Hulk Hogan was injured as he has a drug addiction. I can't believe it. He's been injured by a drug addiction. As Randy Savage knocking out the outside with a flying elbow drop. Scott Hall actually had an 83, outperformed everybody, but the Mega Powers did do better, I think, than the team of the Outsiders. He's got a drug addiction, that's Hulk Hogan. Mankind with 100? What is going on here? As, my God, as the Rock and Sock Connection, Mankind hitting 100. First time someone's hit 100 this whole tournament. And Dustin doing well. He's got a 70. Everyone's coming together now. I'm so happy. As the Rock pinning Cody Rhodes with a double people's elbow. Dear God, I just can't believe it. At 79. So 67 for the Brothers of Destruction Midnight Express match. Yeah, I mean, we figured so. We should have had this be a domination, like 5-minute squash, too. It's an 84 for the Steal the Show match. It's Kaiju Move on 86. 80 for Van Dam. 64 for Sabu. And 60 for Masahiro Chono. I'm so fucking happy. I can't believe it. We're doing well. Our ratings are doing well. That almost was an A. Thanks to the Steal the Show matches, Van Dam and Sabu getting the win. Oh, we got some floating bone chips. We got a broken ankle from Daisuke Sakamoto. Both teams suffering an injury. But the Holy Demon Army getting the win in 1821 when Akira Taue pinned Daisuke Sakamoto with a powerbomb, Dao Tashi combo. Holy Demon Army doing well, but that injury is definitely going to fuck them up. As Akira Taue, the floating bone chips, he's going to do like 50s for the rest of the tour until he gets, until he feels better. At least for the rest of this episode. Daisuke Sakamoto, that broken ankle's will be tough. It's Bad Intentions and Violence Giants. Bad Intentions, this should have been way down on the card. I can't believe this got a 76. But we'll take it. Bernard was off his game. But Carl Anderson and Giant Bernard getting the win. Bad Intentions over Violence Giants as Magic Killer on Suwama. So 80 for Baba Nanoki and Tenji as Tenji getting the win. You know, it's a tough one, but I think the right team did end up winning. It was close, but a bit of a draw, really. It was Tenzan and Tenji, but Kojima hitting the Tenkoji on Giant Baba. Alright, I guess they both hit the Tenkoji, obviously it's the 3D, but still a big win, though. I got an 80 for a big win for Tenkoji, as we got a broken nose for Terry Funk, dear God. As the injury that Terry Funk worked through took a big toll, fighting through a broken nose. They did it really well. I mean, there was a 275, a 78, and an 81 just wasn't enough. And I don't think the match was long enough, too. But still, you know, we'll take it, a 74. That used to be the best matches on these National League cards. And on 96 for this, man, dear God in heaven, what a fucking match. As the APA, the losing to the Rockers, as the Rockers getting a huge run with the Rockerplex. Right team won. Smarty did about the same as Ron Simmons did. Shawn Michaels on 98. Dude, I cannot believe the National League just flipped it. They flipped the switch. They nailed it. As the handicap match, we have Stan Hansen with a 95, 84 for Bruiser, but a 76 for Rick Steiner. Obviously, the right team winning on Hansen and Brody, as he pinned Rick Steiner with a lariat there. As Hansen and Brody obviously have an excellent chemistry, and announcing lifted the match, but just a lack of psychology and really not enough time there. As an 86 for the Malenko and Benoit Miracle Violence Connection match, as the right team winning, and Benoit and Malenko, as they hit the Benoit hitting the diving headbutt on Terry Gordy, 20 minutes. 86 from Benoit, 83 from Malenko, 81 for Terry Gordy, and 76 for Dr. Death Steve Williams. And a 97 for our main event. It's a two-man power trip. First team to hit 2 90s. We have a 99 and a 92, as Devon and Bubba and Devon do. Also 87, 81. What a match. As Triple H pinning Devon with a pedigree in 20 minutes. What a card. Here I was saying all this shit like, well, Premier League's going to be able to top it. And here we have the National League fucking killing it. They only had 3 matches that were in the 90s. But they were 96s and 97s. And the 97 was the main event. So just the right card being... I just can't believe it. I'm shocked. National League just fucking killing it. Now, it's going to be... There's so many injuries, though. It's going to be tough. As we're going to give some love to Steve Austin. Give some love for fucking Vader and Bam Bam. That was awesome. They did 96s, 97s. And trying to think who else. Who else did? Bradshaw, man. Bradshaw had like a 90. Well, we already kind of praised him earlier. I see his name there. We already did Michaels. You know, fucking Mankind did 100, so I feel like he could use some love as well. Just, it's really clicked. Now everything's clicked and everything's going together. Super fucking... I can't believe that. Just the complete 180 of what the National League used to do. And now, yeah, they got their shit together. Everybody's really busting their ass. Everybody's working hard. It's coming together. It's coming together. Finally, the locker room morale has not really affected the ratings anymore. Everything's just going smoothly. And I can't be more happy for it. So now it's not, you know, now it's an actual competition. Which league is the better league? Obviously, the Premier League had a great start there for the first, 13 weeks. But now, at the end of, week 14, we had a change in momentum. And we had a change of the guard. It looks like the National League's showing that they're the top dogs. As we've made so much goddamn money. It's nuts. It's now on to week 15. That's alright. Back in the Giant Center, we might run that same venue. I'm not really sure. So we got backstage incident. It's Dean Malenko and Kane. Dean Malenko has been passing on tips on selling to his protege Kane. Did not see that happening. That was quite the protege. I mean, my God, no wonder everything's going so well too. I just now saw the economy and wrestling industries in the 90s. Dear God. Let's see here. So we ran Great Lakes week 2. So we're actually going to have more people here than we did at week 2, obviously. So we're going to see if we can do... Obviously, Nationwide Arena is probably going to be a sellout, yeah. Been there. And the shot. The shot has 15,000. I feel like that's a... The shot doesn't have 15,000 people. I don't know. I feel like whoever... I'm not to... Maybe it does, but as someone who's been in both arenas, the shot's a little smaller, I would assume. Maybe it's not, though. Oh, well. We're running Nationwide Arena. I've been there twice as a fan. Oh, no, 3 times. 2 Raws and Money in the Bank. I think it was 15? Maybe 14. It was, main event was Ambrose and Rollins, and then they did also Owens and Cena. I forget who won the Money in the... Was it Sheamus? I feel like Sheamus won the Money in the Bank. I don't remember who won it. I know Wyatt showed up. Like, hit the Sister Abigail and whoever. I forget who even hit it on. Nonetheless, though, let's go back to this. As the Harlem Heat, Stenerico, that could be the opener. Wait, Phenomenal Angels and the Wolves. AJ's gonna do well, but everybody else probably won't. We'll keep it there. AJ gonna get the win there. We could give it to Daniels. Maybe we'll try to give Daniels a little bit of the rub ski. Nice. New Day Usos. Obviously, they've had their history in the past. Gave them 24 minutes because of that history, but that's gonna go way the fuck down because, well, they just don't have really the stats for it. As Biggie get the win. Golden Lovers and the Young Bucks. Well, that's a main event if I've ever seen one. I think we're going to have this be a draw. First draw in the Premier League, these two. Time limit draw. Just 2 men that cannot... Or the 4 men can't beat each other in the 30-minute time period. As, where the fuck's the draw? Oh, where's the time limit draw, rather? It should be right here. There it is. Jesus. Sweet Christ. On a cross. There we go. Alright, so the Eliminators, Motor City Machine Guns. Obviously, the Motor City Machine Guns going to get the win there. We give that win to Shelly. Over Perry Saturn. Poor Perry Saturn. Taking a lot of these pinfalls there. Bulldogs and Arn and Tully. That's the co-main. We have that for the technical masterclass. That's a dangerous game, but I think it could work. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's give that to Arn and Tully. I'll give that to Arn and Tully there. They'll beat the British Bulldogs. As Doyoshi, World's Greatest Tag Team. Give that one to World's Greatest Tag Team as Shelton. Now this might be better as the technical masterclass, just because it's going to be low on the card. 75 for Masato Yoshinino and Naruki Doi 74. Yeah, I mean, that's probably going to be a lot better. We'll have that be the technical masterclass. We'll put that back to regular. Oh, we got to change this whole card around. All right. So let's put that there. There. Phenomenal Angels and the Wolves can go here. That can go here. Alright. The Bulldogs aren't in Tully. That's now going to be a regular match. That should be a banger of a match. So, really liking this card already. And let's see, pre-booking there. DIY Edge and Christian. Obviously, Edge and Christian going to get the win there. Give that one to Christian again. Over Ciampa. Team Muscle Ciampa. There we go. 13 minutes, well, that's fine, I guess. Harlem Heat, Stenerico, that's going to be another 15 minutes. Have it set to a Wild Brawl, which I don't really like, because I know Stenerico can't really do that. Or, El Generico can't really do that. Yeah, I mean, might as well just have it be regular. There's no point in that, as we're going to give that one to Stenerico, Kevin Steen, over Stevie Ray. I like that. Kings of Wrestling and the Hardy Boys, another great fucking match. 22 minutes. We're going to give that one to the Hardys. No, let's see. They just lost, so we're gonna give them the win. As Claudio's gonna beat Matt Hardy. Hell of a match, though. Hell of a match. So yeah, we'll put that be the. That's. Whew, that might actually be better than the co-main than that is. Yeah, we'll have that be the co-main. That's gonna be tough. That's whew. It's a tough call. Let's see if I. Yeah, I mean, I think that's fine where everything's at. Maybe bump this up. Yeah. LAX and the Filthy Animals. Gonna think of that one of the Filthy Animals, obviously. Is Rey Mysterio Jr. over Ortiz and Santana. Big win there. Los Gringos Locos, Kenta Fuji. We're gonna give that one to Kenta Fuji. As Kenta over Art Bar. Lucha Brothers, Jinsei Shinzoki, Hayabusa. Well, that would be steal the show, even though obviously Lucha Brothers are going to be doing much of the stealing there. Lucha Brothers are going to get the win there. Red Dragon, London, and Kendrick. It's a good little match. We have that for steal the show, which we'll bump that out for a regular match. As I'm thinking we're going to have London Kendrick get the win there. You know, they've... yeah, we'll have them get the win. We'll have to give that to Spanky. That's a tough one to call, though. Rain Kampf and Heart Foundation. That's going to be another tough one. We'll have that be regular, as I feel like that's just going to be better as a 20-minute match. Do we give that to Heart Foundation? Do we give that to Rain Kampf? Let's just kind of see where they're at standings-wise. So, Brett and Heart Foundation, they're 8-6. They've lost 3 straight. So I'm thinking they're going to get the win here. It's Rain Kampf. They're probably... Oh, they're 8-6 too. Wow. But they have just beaten they've just beat Red Dragon. Yeah, let's give that to the Hart Foundation. Brett over Timothy Thatcher. Though Timothy Thatcher and Bret Hart, that'd be awesome. Also, Fall Turn Bret Hart would have been awesome. Yeah, there's just a whole lot of things I like about that, as far as a singles match goes. Portrait of Neidhart's thrown in there, though. It's the Generation X against the Revival. That's a tough one to call, because the Generation X, I feel like they're just not really consistent, but we're going to give it to them anyways. So we're going to give that to Roddy. There. Scott Dawson's unhappy. Who gives a shit? And the Briscoes and the Axis. We're going to give that one to Axis, because usually Nakajima, or usually Go Shizaki is better than everybody. Or at least any of the Briscoes matches that he's done, because he does like low 70s. Usually, let's just take a look at the match history. As I think that was a Techno Match class, so we can't really use that. So yeah, he did a 73, and I'm pretty sure the Briscoes have just done nothing but 60s. Yeah, 71 for Jay, 69 for Mark. I mean, the Briscoes, they're 3-11. They could use a win. Let's give it to them. Let's give them a win. Jay Briscoe over Nakajima. What a card this will be. Now we just gotta change a little bit of the shit. Looks like we're gonna edit some stuff as well. And it's gonna be tough. So, this is obviously going way the fuck up here. To there. This is also going here. This might actually get... This is probably going to be taken down from the 19-minute to like a 13-minute. Just because I know they're not going to pull out like anything above it, like an 80. So might as well just kind of have that be an undercard match. Call it a day for that. As we'll... yeah, we'll swap that for that. This is definitely going higher than that. LAX. And Filthy Animals, Los Gringos Locos, Kenta Fuji. We'll bump that up to go here. Actually, here. And, yeah, I'm liking everything else. Now we just gotta cut back on some time. Ooh, this is gonna be tough. Gonna be tough to really determine what gets cut and what doesn't. So I think this can get cut to about 14. And I think that will set that. Now we just gotta look at the book analysis. Kyo Iwata's reffing too much. As I think it was reffing. he does. He can road agent from time to time. Okay, yeah. Just wanted to double check. They want to fuck that up. Have Nick Patrick ref that match. See if he's roughing the main. Nope, Nick Patrick is. Kings of Wrestling? Yep. That'd be Tao Young. Alright. What a show. See what we get. An 82 right out of the gate. Yeah, Jay Briscoe outperforming everybody in the match. Yeah, right decision made there as Jay Driller pinning Nakajima in 13:32. This should have been a little higher probably, but I just kept it here as the opener. So yeah, I mean 75 here. So everything was not even at 70, but it felt like the right team won. Obviously with the 1 point advantage of Generation Next beating the Revival, skipping a generation for Roderick Strong at 13:18. Yeah, the Columns got Dawson down after he was almost injured in a botched move. And 83 for the steal the show from the Lucha Brothers and the Hayabusa Ginza Shinzoki match. So yeah, Pentagon Jr. with an 83. Phoenix with a 79. Good shit there. 83. I like that. 82 for the Filthy Animals LAX match. Rey Mysterio Jr. is killing it with a 90. Beating everybody in the match. Pinning Ortiz with a springboard Hurricane Rana. And 11:59. A 77 for the Stenerico Harlem Heat matches. Yeah, Kevin Steen, El Generico, 88-81. Booker T with a 72, just Stevie Ray the 44. That's tough. 84 for the Phenomenal Angels American Wolves matchup. As AJ with an 82, 77 for Daniel, 61 for Davey, 59 for Eddie. AJ off his game, doesn't even matter. 75 for the Technical Masterclass. Yeah, we should have had this a little bit more low on the card, just because we wouldn't have had the crazy matches ahead of it, so it just would have been a lot easier. But still a good little technical masterclass match. We had Shelton with an 85, 70 for Charlie Haas, 69 for Naruki Doi, and a 65 for Masato Yoshino. 77 for the New Day Usos match. So yeah, that makes sense. Again, two teams that didn't have anything above a 70. For the in-ring performances, Big E with a 68, 63 for Kofi, 64 for Jay, 62 for Jimmy, getting the win with the Midnight Hour, and 87 for this matchup is Eddie Guerrero with a 95, a 84 for Kenta, 78 from Marufuji, and a 54 from but again, the Bisaiku knee. That has to be misspelled. That just looks so weird. As Edge and Christian, DIY, only an 82, as Edge with a 98, 85 for Christian, 66 for Johnny Gargano, 64 for Tommaso Ciampa. Don't know if we would have gave it more time if it would have helped it, or but nonetheless, not a big deal. This was set to be an undercard match. It's exactly what we got out of it. As the Eliminators, mostly machine guns. The Guns with 89s for both of them. That's awesome to see. This is Shelley pinning Perry Saturn with the Made in Detroit. So 69 for Perry Saturn, a 58 for John Cronus, 87 for the Red Dragon, London and Kendrick matchup, 85 for London, 80 for Kendrick, 74 for Kyle O'Reilly, 66 for Bobby Fischer's Kendrick pinning Bobby Fischer the sliced bread number 2. It's 88 for the Ring Conf Hart Foundation matchup. Yeah, Ring Conf doing a great job there. 87 for Walter, 81 for Timothy Thatcher, 99 for Bret Hart, and 63 for Jim Neidhart. That's just tough. Yeah, it's just tough to see there. 89 for the Bulldogs Arn and Dudley matchup, as Dynamite Kid with a 94, 96 for Arn Anderson, 80 for Davey Boy Smith, and a 77 for Tully Blanchard. So this is a tough one. Obviously, you have the 2-point difference and you have the 3-point difference, so really the wrong team won, but I felt like for the tournament, I think the right team won, though, at the same time. But Arn and Tully getting a big win over the Bulldogs there in 21 minutes. The main, or is that not the main event, rather, as Kings of Wrestling, the Hardy Boys, that's an 87, as Kings of Wrestling beating the Hardy Boys in 22-27, as Claudio pinning Matt Hardy with the Kings of Reign Supreme over nearly everyone. Yeah, just Hero didn't hit the mark, but Jeff and Matt did. Wrong team won, as it should have been the Hardys, but, they just lost, so figured keep them around. But really, Matt and Jeff, they're going to do a lot of great things. Obviously, and another 87. This one I thought should have been a lot higher, I think just because of how the finish was with the draw. It's stuck here at 87, but the Golden Lovers draw with the Young Bucks, and 1 point each for both teams. We have a 96 from Kenny Omega, an 85 from Nick Jackson, 84 from Matt Jackson, 83 from Kota Ibushi. As my God, what a we had 5 straight A matches, and we could not reach the point of getting above that 87. We just could not do it. But I was very happy about the card. I loved how
every kind of match felt like, especially those top 4 matches. I mean, that's just really 6 of the best, or 8 of the best rather, tag teams in the Premier League right now, just going against each other. That was just awesome to see. Who to put over? Who to put over is the question. Let's give some love for Kenta. As trying to think who else we could give some love to. I want to say, honestly, hate to say it, Jay Briscoe. Jay Briscoe did a great job with his 76. Just kind of trying to spread the wealth. Maybe we can give some love for Big E. Maybe he'll do better with being high morale. We're just kind of making everybody feel better and happy. So now on to the National League. Let's see if they can beat that at 87. At one point again, I thought that was a tall task for them, but they could do it no problem now. It looks like it's with the card they have and the talent they have, they're really riding high. So let's see if that National League show will be better. So they got us at the Nassau Coliseum for this National League show. It's going to be tough because Daisuke's out for basically just under just under 2 months, about a month and a half. He's going to be gone for about 50 days. And Hogan's gone for probably just under 3 months, as his drug addiction injured him for that long. So there's going to be a couple of handicap matches that we're going to have to make. I think, see if we can see the Mega Powers match. Rockers and the Mega Powers. So that's going to be it. Oh, yeah, we got some backstage incidents. We better deal with that. Let's see what we got. Oh, it's just one. Oh, it's Dean and Kane again. Alright. Happy that the locker room has really mellowed out. As, we might run the Nassau Cup. We might not. See, last time we ran Southwest was week 2, so yeah, I think it's time. Can we run MGM Graham? Oh, we can definitely run that Nova. Can we run Mandalay Bay? Caesar Palace? Yeah, let's run Caesar's Palace. Fuck it. Sounds good to me. As, let's see. Yeah, we'll just add the handicap matches now. So obviously the Rockers and Randy Savage. The Rockers are going to get the win on that one. Poor Randy Savage. So, yeah, we'll keep it 20, though. Just, Shawn Michaels going to get the win there. Huge win for the Rockers. As I forget, Strong between the Road Warriors, well, hate to say it, Yuji Kobayashi, but you're probably going to have to get squashed. You're probably... it just seems fitting. Oh, I feel real bad. Sorry, Yuji Kobayashi. Because it's not like he does bad, but it's Road Warriors. We just got to. Animal's going to get the win. Domination. Animal knock. Dominating performance there. Less time than allowed? Wow. Huh. 5 minutes? Alright, that's kind of weird. Let's see. Now, I think we've done all the handicap matches now. It's time for the regular Bad Intentions Demolition, obviously. Bad Intentions as Smash is back, though, so that's nice. Beer Money Inc. and Miracle Vines Connection. Obviously, the Miracle Vines Connection is going to get the win there. I don't know why I didn't choose that. Dr. Death will give him the win there. Brothers of Destruction and Jericho. That's going to be a tough one to call. Real tough one to call. Let's see. So Jericho, they're standing at, just kind of see where they're 9-5 right now. I'm assuming they're about the same, 9-5. 9-5 as well. Yeah, so both 9-5. It's gonna be. I think we'll give it to. Yeah, we'll give it to the Brothers of Destruction. Taker. Jericho's gonna take the fall there. Hate to do it. It's got to be done. Hanson and Brody against the Nightmare Family. Yeah, this is gonna be a squash. This is gonna be a squash where Brody and Hanson are just gonna murder. Just gonna murder him. We're gonna give Stan the win. Cody's gonna take the fall. sometimes you just gotta go with how the game's going. You know, definitely when I was thinking this, I was like, "There's no way there's gonna be these squashes," but now it's gonna be squash city for this National League. Now we have the National League, probably the main event for Benoit Malenko and Bam Bam Invader, and Bam Bam Invader are gonna take the fall for the second time now, as Dean Malenko and Chris Maul are gonna win, as Benoit's gonna tap out Bam Bam. We're gonna have Stu Hart be the road agent. Bam Bam's obviously very upset. We'll keep him strong, just because I feel like he's earned our respect at this point. Yeah. Yeah, and that's sometimes you guys gotta. He's earned our respect as the Dudleys and Muto and Chono. We're gonna give them the Dudleys. Tenkoji Rock and Roll Express, obviously Tenkoji there. And so I might squash him. Might be a squash. Nah, we'll just have to beat that. But yeah, Tenkoji's gonna get the win as Tenzan has been outperforming basically the entire Rock and Roll Express. Funk's RVD Sabu. It's gonna be a tough one to call as well. The Funks are sitting at probably 9-5, if I have to guess. Maybe 8-4, or 8-4, maybe 8-6. Yeah, 8-6. The Van Dam and Sabu are probably 5 and 5-9. Let's close the gap on that. Let's have Van Dam beat Dory Funk Jr. Yeah, it's a tough one, but I think it's the right decision. Outsiders, Holy Demon Army. So we're gonna give that one to the Outsiders. Scott's gonna beat Taue. There. Rockers, Magpies, that Rocket Sock Connection. The Shield, that's a hell of a match. As we're gonna give that one to the Rocket Sock Connection, as Rock is going to beat his cousin Roman. As there we go. Steiner's in the two-man power trip. As oh yeah, I think they're back. I think he's back. That's a hell of a match too. Yeah, okay. As the two-man power trip, we're gonna win that one as well. Fast Giants APA, give that one to the APA. So we'll set that for a while brawl. We'll probably have to change that. And Bob and Inoki against the World Class Tag Team. Obviously, Bob and Inoki are gonna get the win there as well. So yeah, now we gotta change this card all the way around. See, we have this. We'll have that there. I think the Shield is gonna be better than that match, so we're just gonna have that be the main. This actually could be the main event though, so but that is the main. Hanson Bro, we'll have that be here. So yeah, that's fine there. That's fine there. Bad Intentions and Demolition, that can go down here. Beer, this can go here. We'll have the APA. We'll have it be Steal the Show. Now we need a technical masterclass. It's gonna be tough. This could probably be it. Let's see if Randy's at 58. Never mind. Scratch that. It's definitely not gonna be this match. It's probably have to be the Funk's RVD Sabu match, which Sabu obviously is not going to be technically sounded at all. Dory Funk Jr. will be, though. Terry Funk probably will be, too. Probably in the 70s. 63, alright. Let's see what Rob's working with. 77. Or 50, oh god. Oh, that's not good. It's not looking good. Muto Chono. Obviously, Kaiju Muto. Masahiro Chono, maybe. 73, alright. Bubba, probably not. Yeah, 30. Oh my god. I just can't find our technical masterclass match. Can Dennis Condrey? I mean, Dennis Condrey, kinda. Stan Lane, kinda. Not even close. Stan Lane is the drizzling shits, it looks like. Rightfully so. As, we'll have that be a 20. Have that be technical masterclass. Oh, we're bumping that way the fuck down, though, now. That's definitely going, like, right here. So now we've got that settled. Now we gotta look at our book analysis. Looks like everything's good to go. Oh yeah, Towley's definitely is gonna be hurt. Which, I mean, where he's at in the card, it's fine. We'll bump this down, actually. Okay, I think we're good. Let's run the show. Bad Intentions and Demolition. That's a 78. Did not see that happen at all. Bernard with a 72. Axe with a 60. 66 for Carl Anderson. 59 for Smash. Giant Bernard with the Magic Killer on Axe. As a 73 for the World Class Tag Team Baba and Inoki match. As the World Class Tag Team with 60s. Good for them. As a 70 for Inoki. 54 for Baba. Giant Baba's going way the fuck down. As Masao Kobashi against Dennis Condrey and Stan Lane. As they did their part. Just Stan Lane drizzling shits. 83 for the Miracle Vines Connection Beer Money Inc. match. There, that's huge. As Doc in the win, pinning James Storm with Oklahoma Stampede. 80 for him. 78 for Terry Gordy. 70 for Bobby Roode. 57 for James Storm. Good little match. There's a 79 for Tengoji Rock and Roll Express. As Tengoji obviously at Tenzan with a 76. 65 for Satoshi Kojima. And a 65 for Ricky Morton. 57 for Robert Gibson. 83 as Bradshaw killing it with a 92. 72 for Ron Simmons. 65 for Shuji Ishikawa. And a 60 for Suwama. So their APA getting the win there. As the Holy Demon Army taking the fall. Quota with 89. That's unbelievable. Scott Hall with a 77. Kevin Nash with a 66. 57 for Toway, as the injury took a big toll on Toway there. So yeah, but the Outsiders get the win. I think the right decision was made. A 90 fucking set. Dear God, Terry Funk with a 97. As RVD and Sabu. Wrong team for sure, but I did not expect Terry Funk to have a 97 performance, though. The fucking Funker. Awesome. 81 from Muto Chono and the Dudleys, as the Dudleys get the win. 83 for Bubba, 72 for Devon, 81 for Kaiji Muto, 59 for Masahiro Chono there. It's an 85 of the Brothers of Destruction in the Jericho match. Right team winning, looks like, at least. It was close, though. It's still, basically it's a tie, so you could have went either way, but we went with the Undertaker Kane team of the Brothers of Destruction as they double choke slam pin Jericho and 21:58. 85. 59 for the handicap match. We tried. We fucking tried. we tried, but I think it was just really the handicap match. We should have kept it maybe a little bit more down on the card, but I think it was awesome, though. 85. There we go for this handicap match. As this goes 20 minutes, though. Shawn Michaels pinning Randy Savage with Sweet Chin Music. He got 100. No surprise there. 62 for this matchup. A lack of psychology, not a short, or a short bout rather, so that hurt it as well. But Hanson Brody in 2 minutes, killing the Brotherhood. I mean, they outperformed the shit out of them, though. Obviously, it is a squash match, so that's kind of the idea of the match. But that was awesome. That was just fun. Oh, the 100, our first 100 of the series. Wow, and my first ever 100. As the Steiners beating the two-man power trip, rather, beating the Steiners in 20 minutes as Steve Austin hitting Rick Steiner with a stunner. Wow. As was, that Scotty's doing a 94 to fucking Scott Steiner, the man. Awesome. So happy about it. It's an 85 for the main event, though. Oh, no, this isn't the main event. That's right. It's the main event's Malenko and Benoit against Bam Bam and Vader. But 93 for Mankind, 90 for The Rock, 84 for Seth Rollins, and 70 for Roman. So yeah, the right team winning there. Double People's Elbow as The Rock pinning Roman Reigns with after the Double People's Elbow. The main event's an 83. That's tough because everything was awesome. I don't know what happened. We had a 96, a 97, an 88, and an 85. Was it because the upset happened? Just kind of look at the dirt sheets, see what happens. Just kind of look at the backstage of it all. So, the segment was penalized for a badly burned out crowd. Well, I mean, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. We might have turned that off. I don't want to be that guy, but, I mean, it is kind of what we're at. Because we didn't have any population change. We're probably going to have to increase a lot of our production stuff as well, which is no big deal, but, yeah. Two-man power trip, first 100. Wow. That's nuts. What a card. As, I mean, yeah, we're going to give some love to Scotty Steiner. He did great. Let's give some love to Bruiser. Bruiser Brody doing a great job. And, who else? Yeah, fucking Terry Funk. Awesome. Awesome stuff there. Yeah, we might. I think I can turn that off in the preferences just because. Not to, just because this is also, fiction. Not a real thing. The all time tag league, so. In the fictional universe, just the crowd's like every match is like, oh my god. It's like a whole new match. It's like there's not like a card type of thing. It's weird to explain. But, thank you all again for watching us. I just cannot believe this has gone so well now. This is really, my vision has come to light for everyone to see. We have 2 shows left in this episode. Our last Premier League and our last National League episode of the, or show of the episode. Can't wait to see how it happens. National League has definitely taken what the Premier League has done, and we've now had our first 100. We've had a lot of big shits happening. Brian Kendrick's entering his final year of his contract. We definitely got to re-sign him. I don't know, per show. Again, we don't have to worry about per month. There's nobody else where we gotta have a downside of at least 6,000. Alright, there we go. Now it's on to our final shows of the episode of the Premier League Week 16 and the National League 16. Alright, the final show for the Premier League this episode, episode 16. Got a backstage incident. Bret Hart, who created a relaxed atmosphere when he set up a barbecue outside and cooked for everyone. That's a lot of people to cook for. Dear God. I don't know why I checked even absent workers. It's all the same. So let's see here. What's gonna be the opener of this shit? This could be it. Obviously Eddie's gonna do his thing. We'll make that regular. But everybody else is not gonna be on that level. Eddie Guerrero get the win there. So Arn and Tully, LAX, obviously. Arn and Tully getting the win there. Again, we don't need a wild brawl. We're kind of cool with how we're doing. Axis, and then the Eliminators. We're going to give that one to Axis, obviously. We're going to give that one to Go Shiozaki. Getting the win over John Cronus. And Edge and Christian, the Phenomenal Angels. That's a hell of a match. That's definitely not going to be just steal the show. That's going to be going on up towards the top of the card. Here's the thing. Edge and Christian, I believe they'll be like 15-1 here. 14-1. They're going to lose here. Lose the Phenomenal Angels. AJ Styles is going to pin Christian. So I forgot to change the crowd, the way it can be burned out. Forgot to change that. But I think we can do it right here, though, I think, in the options. Let's see. Crowd burnout. There we go. Turn that off. We don't need that for this. We'll be just fine. I do want to change our venue while I'm here. Let's see here. Haven't been in the Northwest yet. Taco Bell Arena does sound pretty good. The Key Arena. The Sonics used to play, if I remember correctly, as Edge and Christian, Phenomenal Angels. Obviously, we'll put that up. Well, might as well just work on the card here. Change that. As there we go. Ginza, Shinzoki, Hayabusa against the Briscoes. Sadly enough, I think the Briscoes are going to win this one too. Yeah. That might actually be the opener. Kenta Fuji and the Lucha Brothers. This is a fucking barn burner of a match. We'll let it be steal the show. Man. Who to give the win here? See how the Lucha Brothers are looking right now. They are 9-6. Kenta Fuji, I'm assuming 8. Yep, 8-7. Let's give Kenta Fuji the win. Kenta over Phoenix. This be a hell of a match. Especially, like, taking mid-2000 juniors fucking Kenta Fuji. Throwing them in there with, like, modern-day Lucha Brothers. That's a hell of a match. It's Generation Next against the Filthy Animals. We're going to go down to Generation Next. That's not going to be steal the show. As let's see here. Yeah, we'll give it a Generation X. There for a second, I was like, Filthy Animals, but we'll go with Generation X. 13 minutes. London and Kendrick against Ringkampf. As man, this can really go either way. We have this at 10 minutes, which is wild. We're gonna bump that way up there to about 20. Man, this is tough. It's a tough one to choose from. Let's see. I'm assuming Ringkampf's only lost like 5 times. Oh wow, 7. Wow, they've lost a good bit compared to what I thought. London and Kendrick haven't lost a whole lot. Yeah, they're 10-5. Yeah, I mean they've won 2 straight. Let's give it Ringkampf there. It's Falter getting the win. Slow build that. That's gonna be a great match though. That's just to contrast the styles with Ringkampf and London and Kendrick. There's the Guns and the Kings of Wrestling. This is gonna be a barn burner. We'll let that be a technical masterclass. Man, who to win this? Kings of Wrestling have only lost twice. So they could really afford to lose if that's the case. Sabin and Shelley are 10-5. They could be 11-5 right here, no problem. They've won, I think, I think they've won like 5 straight now. 1, 2, 3. They've won 6 straight if they beat them here. That's tough. I'm gonna go with the Guns. Go with Alex Shelley and Sabin. They're gonna beat. That's tough. That is fucking tough. I'm gonna go Claudio. Yeah, we're gonna go Kings of Wrestling. Claudio over Sabin. That's gonna be tough. That's a tough one. Tough one for sure. Stenerico against the New Day. Obviously, that's gonna be a Stenerico win. As I will give Generico the win over Kofi. I would love to see this, though. I don't know if they've ever done Kevin Steen and Sami Zayn against Kofi and Big E. That'd be a fun match. It's the Bulldogs against the Golden Lovers. Both teams are fantastic right now, but really, I don't think the Golden Lovers can be topped right now. I'm going to go with the Bushi on Davey Boy, but that's a hell of a match. That's probably the main. Hardy Boys and Doyoshi, that's a hell of a match, as I will. So I think that's going to be here. It's probably going to be the co-main. This will be the main. This will be after here. Yeah. And this will be... And let's put that there. Yeah. It's going to be out of a card. Oh, Kenta Fuji and Lucha Brothers, that is going to be right there. Alright. And it's Hardy Boys and Doyoshi. That's a great match. It's probably going to be High Spots match, which I'm cool with. I think the Ricky Doi can do a High Spots match. Yeah, looks like he can. Should be a good little match. We're going to give that to the Hardy Boys, though. Jeff going to beat Doi. It's a fun match. Hardy as the Hart Foundation and the Young Bucks. What a match that is. As, man, who to give that win to? Because the Bucks are probably, yeah, they're 9-5 with the 1 draw. And I'm assuming the Hart Foundation don't have 10 wins yet. I'm assuming. Yeah, they're 9-6. They could use the win. They could use the win. I'm going to give it to them. Even though the wrong team's winning there, still, I think the right decision is that. Revival Harlem Heat, that's probably going to be down the bottom of the card, but let it be a wild brawl. We're going to give this to Harlem Heat. They haven't had any wins in a hot-ass minute. Their momentum's in the toilet. Let's see when's the last time they've won a match. Last time they won was actually week 12, weirdly enough. Feels like it's been forever, though. But we're going to give them the win. We'll see how the wild brawl does for them. Usos and DIY, that's a lower card match. Really, both teams that could use a win. See, DIY is 4-11. I'm assuming the Usos might have 10 wins. Might have 4. Yeah, they got 5. Yeah, we'll give the DIY there. It's Gargano over. I think Jimmy's usually does the worst of the 2 Usos. Then the World's Greatest Tag Team, the Red Dragon, which that's a great match. enough of these technical masterclasses. As, man, this is a tough one. I think I'm going to go World's Greatest Tag Team, though. They've really come alive where Undisputed Era, Red Dragon, they haven't hit that peak yet, but it's coming now. Yeah, we'll put this after that. Usos DIY, we can put that right there. Let's bump that down. That doesn't need to be so long. Could be 14. As I should have looked at the booking analysis, really looked and see. Earl Hebner, alright. And Dean Malenko. Alright, we can bump that down to 11 minutes. This is going way the fuck up here. Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be a hell of a card. Man, Boris Malenko's getting on all these. I'm surprised it. Earl Hebner. Killway Wada. Motor City Machine Guns. KY, Earl Hebner, Nick Patrick. Damn, Malenko just must have been booking all the shit that was, yeah. Giant Baba, we'll bump that down. One. Still, Dean Malenko's still giving too much. And let's give that to Gory. There we go. It's on the show now. As this gets a 74, the Revival Harlem Heat match. And yeah, I mean, that makes sense. But Booker T outperformed everybody, so at least he's got that going for him. It's tough, but I felt like, obviously Stevie's not doing his part, but Booker needs a couple of wins just for what he's done. As, man, that's a hell of a high spots match. Matt and Jeff Hardy doing great as Mrs. Marvel's trying to FaceTime. I can't do that right now, as that's some good stuff there. As that's a 76. It's an 80 for the Briscoe brothers Hayabusa Jinsei Shinzaki match. So yeah, I mean, Jay Briscoe with a 74, 65 for Jinsei Shinzaki and Mark Briscoe, 62 for Hayabusa, 80 in general. Take that, a 73. This should have been a lot lower. That was just my fault there. But DIY did outperform him, so at least the right team won. And Jay Uso was off his game. American Wolves and the Los Gringos Locos team. So Eddie Edwards is a 65. He's getting better, but it just still is not enough. For Eddie Guerrero's 97 is getting the win with the Lasso from El Paso. It's a 78. 77 for Arn and Tully against LAX. As Arn answered with a 96. Tully with an 82. So yeah, man, they're going to be a problem. Obviously, Arn and Tully once the playoffs happen. Axis getting the win over the Eliminators as Go Shiozaki pinning John Cronus after the Go Flasher. 74 for Go Shiozaki. 65 for Nakajima. 67 for Eric Saturn. 55 for John Cronus. It's an 84 for the Generation Next Conan Rey Mysterio Jr. match. So yeah, Conan's he's getting better. He's getting close to the 60s, but Rey Mysterio Jr. is kind of going down in ratings there. But Jack Evans and Roderick Strong are killing it for what I have seen. So that's an 84 from them. It's a 77 for the Stenerica New Day match, which is kind of puzzling. Maybe just because the time wasn't there, but looks like New Day are coming together with a 70 and 77, 88 for Kevin Steen and 76 for El Generico. That was a good match. Very good match. Generico getting the win there. It's an 87 for the world's greatest tag team and versus Red Dragon as Shelton Benjamin with a 90. Just killing it. 73 for Kyle O'Reilly. 68 for Charlie Haas. And 67 for Bobby Fish. Shelton Benjamin doing the Lord's work here. As an 80 for this matchup, as this lacks psychology, which is why I got bumped down so much. But Kendrick and London and Kendrick outperformed him, but felt like Raincoff needed a win there. Much needed win. So they get that gets an 80 and 85 for this match that steals the show as Kenta pinning Phoenix after a go to sleep. 85 for Pentagon Jr., 84 for Kenta, 77 for Phoenix, 72 for Naomichi Mafuji. 93. Yeah, I figured this would do really well. Lack of psychology, but fuck it. As Edge and Christian taking the fall to the Phenomenal Angels. AJ Styles on 87. 73 for Daniels. Just Daniels is not on the same level as everybody else. But man, what a match. What a match for Edge and Christian there. It's an 80 for this. That should not have been done after the poorly placed crowd. But at least we want the right team with Claudio and Hero getting the win over Shelley and Sabin. So that's an 80. Tough spot there for that match. as a 99, almost 100 for this Heart Foundation Young Bucks match. Granted, wrong team won, but I felt like the Heart Foundation needed this win as Brett submitting Matt Jackson with a sharpshooter. Great match though. I mean, the Bucks are almost in the 90s now. Some great stuff there. And another 99 for the main event as the Golden Lovers defeating the British Bulldogs in 27 minutes when Kota Ibushi pinned David Boy Smith with a golden shower as a 91 for Dynamite Kid, 96 for Kenny Omega, 85 for Kota Ibushi, and an 80 for Davey Boy. Great stuff there. I mean, you just can't get any better than that. Well, I mean, you could have 100, but yeah, there's a 97. Yeah, I mean, obviously, had we not done that technical masterclass as that kind of spot, but I felt like that was the best opportunity to put that match there just so the co-main and main could elevate the card in general and have a fantastic show. As, my God, we forgot to increase the production of a lot of shit. We need to do that. As, man, who to put over? I felt like we've put over so many people now that we're kind of just running out of people. But British Bulldog, let's give him some love. It's David Boy Smith. I thought he was in the British Bulldog for a second. As, let's get Jim Neidhart. Let's try to get him. Let's try to just get everybody that's not on the level yet to just get on that level. Because, I mean, happy locker room means better ratings and better shit. And now we just got one more show left as we have the last show for the National League. Can they top that 97? It's going to be really, really tough. I mean, the two 99s in the co-main and main, but this is the same league that had a 100 rating match before. So maybe if they have two 100s, they could beat it. We'll see what happens. They're at the Izod Center in Tri-State area. They'll probably change again. Just got to edit that as I just, it's back to back. So I just want to get these shows going. As John Cross turned up high on some soft drugs, makes sense as he went to the wrong show. He's already doesn't have to come to this one. As now we have to choose how to deal with him. We're just gonna find him. Yeah, as Aragon was brought before Wrestler's Court, accused of being an hour late. As to pick up his assigned travel partner, the judge, the Undertaker found him guilty and sends him to pay for his travel partner's meals for the next 3 shows. Hell yeah. So we got a lot of handicap matches we got to do. Miracle Vine's Connection and Yuji Kobayashi. We got to do Randy Savage and the Violence Giants. So I know those 2 matches we have to do as a handicap. So we'll just go ahead and add them there. Violence Giants, Randy Savage. Randy Savage is going to beat the 1-on-2 team. As fucked up as that might sound. 12, Savage getting a win there. And then the 1-on-2 of the Miracle Vine's Connection against Strong Big Japan, which Miracle Vine's Connection is going to win that as well. Joe Kobayashi. We're not going to have him, we could have a wild brawl here. I think it's fine the way it is. Terry Gordy, Bam Bam going to get the win there. It's alright. I think that's it. As, yeah, that was it. Baba Inoki against Benoit Malenko. That's going to be a Malenko-Benoit win there. As, John Baba said of the road agents. Stu Hart. Bam Bam and Vader against Beer Money Inc. Obviously, Bam Bam and Vader's going to win that one. We probably should have him squash him, but that's no big deal. Brothers of Destruction against RVD and Sabu. Give that one to the Brothers of Destruction, as we're going to have Kane get the win over Sabu. As Demolition versus the Rock and Sock Connection. Obviously, the Rock and Sock Connection there. Holy Demon Army against the Rockers. That's a tough match to call. We got the Holy Demon Army winning that one, though. Marty Jannetty's going to be pissed. Yeah, rightfully so, as far as Pop goes, but we'll try to keep him strong. Maybe that'll sway him. That did. Sometimes that's all, sometimes it's just all about the happy locker room. That was really if you learn anything from this series, it's just like, man, I want to do something like this. Make sure your locker room is happy, because happy locker room means a better fucking show. For this Kobashi Misawa Jericho match, Jericho's kind of really fallen by the wayside. As now the AEW Big Show, as we just didn't get to mention that at all, as they're 9-6. So they've almost at 500. Kobashi Misawa, or at, I believe, they are an 8-1-3. Yeah, I think it's going to be a Jericho win. We're going to give it to Big Show. Big Show's going to beat Misawa. Yeah. I think that was the right decision there. Skipping that to the Tenkoji Midnight Express match. We're going to let them squash the fuck out of them. Let's see. Tenkoji, Ginza, Kojima. There we go. Like that. It's, the APA, Bad Intentions. That's a fun match on paper, but obviously gonna be for Bradshaw there. He's already got. No, not a wild brawl. Maybe steal the show just because we know Bradshaw's gonna do pretty well. The Brotherhood 2-man power trip. We already know what's gonna happen here. This is also gonna be a fucking squash. As but give it to Triple H. Triple H. Let's see, where's... There we go, that one. Austin, Triple H. Yeah. Of Dudley's and the Funks. That's probably close to the main event. You know, that's a pretty good match. Let that be 20 minutes. Regular. Slow build. We'll give that to the Dudleys. Actually, I don't know. Let's give it to... let's just kind of see how ratings are. Not the ratings, their standings are. So they're 10-5. Funks are probably 9 and something. 8-7. Yeah, let's give them a win. Let's give them a win here. To our Funk over Devon. As now the Road Warriors Outsiders. That's probably gonna be close to the main. Yeah, we're gonna give that one to the Road Warriors. Rock and Roll Express World Class Tag Team. Oh boy. What to do here? We give it the World Class Tag Team? I feel like they've done 60s. I mean, they feel like they've gotten a lot better. They're obviously their one win game against the Malenko and Benoit team. As yeah, they were doing 60s. Whereas Robert and Ricky, Robert's doing like 50s, like mid 50s. Yeah, like 57. Ricky's doing a 65 though. So really, they have a slight edge over him. I'm gonna give it to the Rock and Roll Express. Feel bad, but nah, it's not gonna be Robert Gibson. First of all, it's gonna be Ricky. Just because they are quite a fucking legendary tag team, so I feel like they should get that win there. Shield and Hanson and Brody. What a fucking match that is. We're gonna give that to the Shield though, just because Hanson and Brody have kind of been going crazy over this, the tag league so far. They've really been protected really well. And then the Steiners against Muto and Chono. That's probably going to be a mid-pack match, but we're going to give that to Kaiji Muto and Masahiro Chono just for an upset win over the Steiners. I don't know. The more I think about it, the Steiners have kind of had the lose a good bit now. Let's just give it to Scotty over Chono. Boy, I got something in my throat. Thank God I can mute that now. Oh my God. You hear me almost dying over this. I need some water. Water. Let's see. Nick Patrick's... And we don't have a technical masterclass either. So, first of all, let's put that there. Let's put this down here. This could probably be the main, to be honest. This can go way the fuck down here. Or Warriors and Outsiders, I like that about right here. I like that right about there. The Demon Army and the Rockers. Let's put that there. Steiners, Chono, yeah. Oh, yeah, I mean, I like that. Technical Masterclass is going to be difficult to choose from, though. Man, oh man. Because I mean, Austin, he was a lot more technical, obviously, when he was like Hollywood Blondes and like WCW before the broken neck. I can't do that. I guess it's gonna be this. That would be something. And Nick Patrick's the ref. A win-win. Alright, we're good to go. Let's run our last show, our final show. As Rock and Roll Express over the World Class Tag Team, and the World Class Tag Team should have won. Son of a bitch. As Ricky Morton's tapped out Ghetto. As Satoshi Kojima pinning Dennis Kaji with the Tengoji. 78 for Tenzan, 65 for Kojima, 66 for Dennis Kaji, and 40 for Stan Lane. 74 for Savage, or for the Savage Violence Giants handicap match, as Shuji Chikao was off his game, but he got a 65 though. Finally, Violence Giants are coming together. Suwama though is going down in the fucking in-ring performance department, so that's not good. So 64 for the squash of the Nightmare Family, as Triple H pinning Cody in 2 minutes. I mean, yeah. Yeah, nothing I can really... the APA versus Bad Intentions. APA getting the win there. That's 90 for Bradshaw. 71 for Ron Simmons. He's come a long way. 70 for Carl Anderson. 68 for Jan Bernard. Not enough selling shown there. Technical Masterclass gets an 80 thanks to Jericho, Kabashi, and Masawa. Big Show doing just... He's there. He's just there. Yujo Kobayashi against the Miracle Vines Connection, as obviously the Miracle Vines Connection winning the handicap match. It's Terry Gordy with a power slam. It's an 81 for the Rock and Sock Connection versus Demolition. Mankind with 100. Rock with an 86. Yeah. I mean, he's doing what he's got to do. Bam Bam and Vader beating Beer Money Inc. Because, yeah, 98, 96. A problem. Problem is that Bam Bam and Vader team is the Steiners getting the win over Muto and Jono. Steiner recliner from Scotty in 20 minutes. So yeah, 95 from Scott, 83 for Kaiji Muto, 58 for Masahiro Chono, 77 for X Steiner. So 84 for the Brothers of Destruction. That's RVD and Sabu. As Brothers of Destruction getting the win. Kane does not have any finishers, it looks like, as he again submits Sabu. 87 for Undertaker, 85 for Rob Van Dam, 77 for Kane, 66 for Sabu. It's a 90 for the Holy Demon Army Rockers match. Fucking Toshiaki Kawada's doing his thing. He's got an 89, but Shawn Michaels with 100. Kira Taue's injuries just really bringing him down. But it doesn't matter, though, because even with the floating bone chips, he still gets the win, as the Powerbomb no Dawa Utushi combo for the Holy Demon Army, beating the Rockers there. That's a 90. For them, another 90 here for Benoit and Malenko as they beat Baba and Inoki. Antonio Inoki gets 75, just John Baba. By the end of this tournament, and by the end of the season, he's going to probably be doing 40s. It's 91 for the Road Warriors Outsiders match, and Kevin Nash sucking, but the Road Warriors are doing their thing. There's a 95 from Hawk, 82 from Animal, 82 for Scott Hall, 67 for Kevin Nash, as this gets an 87 for the Dudley Boys Funks match, as the Funks beating the Dudley Boys of Terry, tapping out Devon with a spinning toe hold. But the Dudleys, though, I mean, 85, 86, they're doing their part, but it's just, Terry Funk with a 91, and Dory Funk, they needed the win, too. So 93 for the main event, actually really good rating, as Seth Rollins pins Bruiser Brody after a curb stomp, as Stan Ants with a 97, 94 for Seth Rollins, 84 for Bruiser Brody there, as that's a great little main event. So yeah, we're increasing bop, we're doing our thing, we got an over record of 91, we'll take it. Who to put over? Man. Let's try to get Roman involved. Let's get Hawk involved just because he had a great little performance. And trying to think who else. Let's see. Toshiaki Kawada. Toshiaki Kawada's doing his thing. Doing a great job. Awesome stuff there. Awesome. As that will do it for this episode. Man, this was really the point where we turned that corner for the National League, and they were starting to put out tremendous ratings. Some crazy matches, some crazy fucking cards. We have done really this, now that we're at the halfway point of the season, it's really coming together, and I'm excited to see how the playoffs go now. I was kind of nervous. I was like, man, the Premier League is just going to outperform every National League team. But now, it's going to be a hell of a playoff that I cannot wait to see. I hope you're all excited for it. I hope you all have been enjoying the series, as we will catch you next time for more all-time Tag League action. Take care, everyone.